Welcome to this week's edition of the mma-analysis podcast. I am your host, USA Wrestling, this week. And you can tell from the video, this tattooed fella in the back, he's back. Sean,
I'm back.
It's been years. How you been?
It has been years. Pretty good, man. I'm happy to be back. We already fucking mouthing off about fights already, so it doesn't seem like I've missed much. Doesn't seem like much has changed.
No. Yeah, they added 16 women's divisions since you left.
I can tell. They all go nowhere. They all lead to Invicta.
Well, you got like, you better have 2 years worth of fucking movies that nobody's seen to watch and tell us about.
I got plenty. Yeah,
wow,
I can't prepare it.
We might need it
for sure.
It's a lot. Hey, new Sean, you shaved again. Is this like a new thing where you grow a beard and then shave it? And
no, I'm forced to shave because of sometimes where I work. I have to be clean.
We live in Canada and we don't have freedom.
Yeah.
My freedom got you like something so much, and then in Canada they just take it away, and then there's like that's freedom. That's freedom.
Hold on, why would you sometimes have to shave your beard?
Because I don't always go to oil field sites, and oil field sites you have to be clean shaven.
Why?
Like it could catch on fire? Like, is that literally the reason?
No, because oil field sites, there's some that produce H2S. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's hydrogen sulfide
gases.
It basically, if you like inhale a 100 parts per million, you'll pass out and pretty much die.
So it gets stuck in your beard, and then you have a
if
the beard.
They have monitors, and if it gets near, you might have to throw on like a scuba equivalent, where it's like a breathing air apparatus.
You can't do that with the beard.
You got to get a seal,
man.
Because if there's gas around, and even if there's something happens and there's a shit ton of it in the air, if you like breathe it in, you're fucked.
So don't you guys carry emergency razors?
So people the funny thing is that actually happens where guys are like, oh fuck, I fucking forgot, and they'll hand you a 1-blade fucking razor with nothing to. You just gotta get it wet and just fucking come out like you just got
probably better to die
done in by a knife.
Yeah, probably better to die. I remember like when we did like checks in the locker rooms before wrestling matches. If you didn't shave clean, you had to do the same thing, or they wouldn't let you wrestle. So guys were like literally just scratching their faces, like getting the hair off.
Good thing I didn't wrestle.
Yeah, not tough enough. Brad, how are you?
I'm great. I'm glad that Shantifa is back to spread the wisdom.
Oh shit. That's fair.
I've been saving that one up for a week, so
yeah,
I had to get it out.
Quite the comeback for old Sean there. Comes in hot.
Just talking to Val.
Nobody hears from him on Twitter for like 2 fucking years, and just comes in and is just stirring the pot fucking all day long.
I got kicked off of Reddit for doing the same thing. I was like, where can I go? Where can I go to make people angry?
If you get kicked off of Reddit,
I got banned yesterday.
Oh god.
They got it out for you.
It's just the beginning.
And like you can't go to Parlor because everyone is. They all agree.
Who am I going to fight with there?
What's Parlor?
It's where all the Nazis go.
Because they got kicked off of everything else.
Who am I going to fight with there? They might not let me in.
I'm just going to go there and be on the other side. I don't really care. I just
Wes, how are you?
Doing good, man. I figure we got some laughs in store for us tonight, and it's already started. Looking forward to talking about an okay card.
I can faintly hear the crickets. They've joined the party. We missed them.
I just want one howl. Wait
until the coyotes start.
How?
Crazy. Wait. I just heard when I said that. Coyotes.
There's really coyotes. We have deer in our backyard.
Huh?
So obviously you don't live like in a city. Like, are you on an acreage? Where the fuck are you that you got coyotes that close?
I live in a development with 120 houses, and it's like there's farms on either side of me.
Huh.
It doesn't take but small patches of shit like that to draw.
Yeah.
We have I'll see sometimes like on our neighborhood Facebook thing, there'll be like a coyote every once in a while. But like I'll wake up in the mornings, there'll be like 15 deer in my backyard, and I'm like 10 minutes from downtown Nashville. So
Rich
weird
people problems.
I know. Too much money. Bank keeps calling me. So let's go on to last week's card, which I enjoyed personally. New Sean, I think you went 2-86.
About that.
Is that right? 2-86.
That's close.
He said, "Is that Mike Perry?"
Yeah.
He needed to find a new job.
Can
Yeah,
Sean
Sean,
see the? Can you see the comments?
Yeah, Sean, click where it
Oh,
says
he probably
comments.
can't. Oh yeah.
No. Where?
So you see where on the right it says private chat and then it says comments. So click on comments and you can read what people are saying during the show.
It'll probably kick him out though, won't it?
Why would he kick him out? I use it.
Because I remember
see it.
it
I
happens
can't
like
see
the
you
first
guys
time.
though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
mine's on like
Is
one
that
thing.
Mike Perry? Don Fry's kid.
Not Bresky.
How do
Now
I
we
get
can-
back? Okay.
Doing live and having chat has definitely
It's fun.
it's improved. It's good shit.
Well, I think the best part of the video now with Sean is we can truly see how many heaters he goes through.
It's just not gonna stop.
I think we're at 5 and
one.
we're 5 minutes in.
no, it's just one.
There's another
He
one
just
coming.
uses
Just a
one
minute.
to light the next.
That's why I can't go inside. Come on.
Oh,
Is that at least like an enclosed porch that you got out there? It's
It's screen.
okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you do that you just rip fucking cigs that much, or is it just when you podcast?
No, it's just drive maybe close. It's probably just probably just this. I bought
like
an extra pack because I remembered I would go through a whole fucking pack doing a podcast.
You're welcome to your lungs.
No problem.
That's
At least I don't have to shave my fucking beard, dude.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't even get to pay for healthcare. Like come on, Sean.
No pride. No pride.
You got nothing there. All right, let's go to the card. So fun card. Little low in the middle, but overall not too terrible. We'll start at the main event and then we can go back to being what we have. And Brian Ortega defeated the Korean Zombie very easily. And if I recall from the last podcast, I was on Ortega and you guys were all on Korean
But
Zombie.
he's gonna choke him.
I
You're
was
like,
on
oh,
Ortega.
I just got a
I was on the
feeling.
over.
I got a
Did it
feeling
cash?
he's gonna grab a sub. Like,
Did it cash?
That's all that matters to you, Lance. We are aware.
Well, funny enough, I would have lost this bet if my bookie was more advanced. Weirdly enough, like they had the sub and they had the TKO prop, but they for some reason did not offer inside the distance in this. And I was like, fuck, like I want to play inside. There's no way he wins the decision. And then we got like the same day and I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll just play it straight. Boom. So that was great. He looked great though. He looked great.
Unreal.
Easy to look good when your opponent doesn't throw any punches.
yeah,
He was scared.
He was confused.
The head. It was the baldness, aerodynamic, and
Yeah, he trained for a completely different fighter.
He
someone
did.
with hair.
he didn't notice him. He's like, who the fuck is that? Hold up.
Yeah, that's confusing. Sean, you were
It was
on Ortega, right?
I was, yeah. It seemed like that spinning elbow was the end of the game, right? He was like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck the spinning
Well,
shit. I can't do
Yeah,
nothing.
Zombie was winning round 2 until that, right?
Yeah, he was finally
I'm
putting
not-
together a bit, and
He was
then
throwing. Yeah, I actually started throwing and putting stuff together.
It's
There
guys
was-
like that. It's guys like that who start young, who have decent chin, who can take a beating, and then their bodies have enough time to learn that will end up being good at the end. Like Musashi, like Max, like, you know, guys like that. Like Masvidal, like they take their beatings early, they take their losses early, they get
Yep.
good, and then their bodies are still with them. And then, you know, he's probably going to be good for a long fucking time now.
Yeah.
he figured out that striking. I mean, I don't think
Look,
most people expected 2-year layoff. Just got his ass whooped, and just comes out with very, very good striking. He didn't even need to rely on his submissions at all.
Yeah, and you know, he's following in the footsteps of the greatest fighter of all time,
Which one?
Charles Oliveira.
Oh, I thought you were talking about former Black House teammate that
The
he.
King?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
King. But,
Yeah.
but
Motherfucking king.
it is Do Bronx like. right? Like it's a guy that all they have is their jiu-jitsu, and if they don't choke you out, they're not going to win. Go back to the drawing board when you're still young after you've taken some beatings, learn how to strike, advance your game. And now if you have a jiu-jitsu guy like a Bronx or Ortega who can beat the crap out of you on your feet, that changes everything. And I think Ortega's yeah. Well, I think Ortega needs to be a little bit better wrestler. Bronx has some good takedowns, but against Volkanovski, I favor him in that fight. Les, what do you think?
I gotta see a little more on the feet. Like I agree, he did look better striking, but we just touched on it. Zombie wasn't throwing in the first. When he actually started throwing and putting shit together in second, he was looking good. Got caught with that elbow, and I think he said, like, after the fight, he didn't remember the rest of the fight. Like, he was completely out of it the rest of the fight. So, Ortega's his striking absolutely looks improved, but I want to see a little more, I guess. I actually think though Bronx is, going off on something else. I think though Bronx has improved his striking far more than what I saw out of Brian Ortega.
Yeah.
But you're right with that much. I mean, he's a dangerous guy, man. If he's at least competent on the feet, because we talked about last week the reason why I was on Zombie. That guy lost a lot of rounds, man. Brian Ortega had lost a lot of rounds in his career and would catch subs. If he can at least be competent on the feet, he's a dangerous guy, man.
And he's got a chin to stick around too.
Yeah, we know his chin's good. Yeah,
and for the Zombie side, him taking that elbow, like that's a fight-ending elbow. Anytime I've ever seen it, and it's even amazing he was able to finish out the fight. That was as clean as it gets, and he survived. But I mean, Ortega's. I don't think I don't know if he's the best guy in the division, but I think he matches up very well versus the champion. So I think that's the fight to make, and they're going to make it. So it's interesting.
I thought
Brad,
Max did too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never got a chance to talk about Volkanovski. What an underwhelming champion for what a great division.
Yeah,
the dude is just boring. You guys like him, or you don't like him, or
no? You don't like the calf kicks.
Nobody likes him, right? Okay.
That was like the.
I like to bet on him.
It was the first thing we were like, "Fucking hate those."
We hate calf
get rid
kicks.
Of him.
Yeah.
Well, I think Nushan likes calf kicks because he's not like a tough guy.
It's true. I like when I bet 4 people that use it because it's fucking.
Yeah. I like what wins. Yeah.
The shitty thing is when you're on the other side and guys just do it and their leg gives out and you're like, oh well, this completely changes everything in this fight.
I think calf kicks just change it. I think it changes things too much, right? Where it's you can have a guy who's a dominant striker, really, really good, takes a couple calf kicks and it changes his his movement a little bit. And I hate that. Like it's when John Jones tried to do 5-6 years ago, where you're trying to blow guys' ACLs out with that front kick. It just turned out the calf kick was the actual thing that we should have been doing.
Yeah. It's like toe stomps if they worked.
Yeah.
I can't
you
wait.
Remember little Chandler?
A couple dudes break their fucking legs doing those calf kicks. That's what I'm waiting for.
We need some people to start checking some kicks then.
Yep. Anything else to add on the main event?
I think Volkanovski's volume gives Ortega a lot of problems, even though Ortega is the more skilled guy of the two. I think he's going to have to go back to lose a bunch of rounds and maybe catch something in that fight. It's going to be a very different fight from the Zombie fight. And this low volume counterpuncher Zombie is he's a completely different dude. He's not an effective fighter against the top dudes of the division.
We've seen it a lot here the past few weeks of guys that did not fight what they did to get them there. They just didn't show up and do that. So many guys over the past month or so.
Yeah, I think like you guys said though, I think he was taking over the fight. Like I was getting worried halfway through that second round, and that elbow was just that's a game changer. And that was a fight-ending elbow. The fight just didn't end for another 20 minutes. But it was over at that point. Like he was, I was actually surprised how quick he got up and was even functioning. So.
It was pretty fucking clean. It really was.
That was.
He wants to ban spinning shit because he's got, or just unorthodox shit because he's got fucked
by
some elbows.
That's twice now.
Maybe he just needs to learn how to not rush in with his hands down, and
doesn't help.
Easy defense. If you have your hands up, you never get hit by spinning shit. It's weird. I know.
So simple.
I know. All right, let's now move on. We'll start on the first fight, bantamweight division. Saeed Nurmagomedov defeated Mark Striegel, knockout, first round, 50 seconds. I had the doesn't go here. I was leaning when I talked on the podcast last week to go my boy Striegel sub, but ended up going with the doesn't go, and thank God I was like plus 160. But there's nothing really to add here. The Filipino fighting game is weak to say the least.
Is that guy a Khabib disciple?
They all
He's
the
not
same.
He's actually not related to him.
It's his
is what
uncle.
they said on the broadcast.
It's his
Did he train with
uncle/dad.
I don't even know if they train together. Who the fuck knows?
It's his uncle dad. It's uncle.
He throws
those
strikes,
people.
so I assume he's not related.
Yeah, it's the Dagestani
Yeah,
family.
He knocks guys out. Finishes a fight. Yeah.
A little more exciting.
Yeah.
I think our boy Aaron said that Filipino fighters are now like 3-14 in UFC or something.
That's worse than the South Africans.
Yeah.
But do we count Mark Munoz, the Filipino wrecking machine?
No, that guy's American.
Yeah.
If we counted Munoz,
Then it's a different story.
yeah, Oklahoma State's finest. Yeah. So Striegel, he'll fight again. He'll probably lose again. Nurmagomedov looks okay. All right, light heavyweight division. Brad, you were really close in this one. Maxim Christian defeated Antigulov, TKO second round. Antigulov, not good. Not good at all. And I don't think Christian's any kind of world beater, but
Yeah, Grisham not good either.
no, but there's not good and there's not good.
Yeah.
And that's your boy Antigulov.
He's
Like
horrible.
the one fight where he doesn't come out and actually go for it.
I know.
I
terrible.
thought he would at least do something to gas
Yeah, and then
ground
give
instead
up.
instead of just standing there.
He's tired from getting knocked out every time he fights.
They felt like they knew each other. Did they know each other? Seriously, did they know each other?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, they
Supposedly
used to-
Antigolov's like 10 years older than he actually
they
is.
used to train at I think they used to train at ATT or something, and they actually
So they used
would
to
go
train.
out.
I swear to God, it looked like they knew each other. They were like
Yep.
one of them had fucked up the other one before, and they were like, "Ooh, I don't
I think
about
we
this."
know which one.
Yeah.
Oh, swing and a miss. But yeah, I don't think Grisham's all that. So we'll see. All right, lightweight division. Faraz Ziam defeated Jamie Malarkey 29-28
Whoa.
across the board. I didn't catch. I missed almost all of this fight. We had some people over when we were doing a pumpkin carving thing.
Real fun, real cute.
Yeah, so yeah, we got some good pumpkins. My buddy made Shane a Spider-Man pumpkin. It was very nice. But so I didn't see this one, but from what I read on Twitter, it was not good from the judges there.
No, it was a clear 2-1.
Did you lose that, Sean?
I did, but
And so did I.
Welcome back.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a clear 2-1. Like I'm not gonna bitch because it was kind of ironic that my first bet back was a robbery, but I was like, come on, you fucks. Like it was a 2-1. It was so clear.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wes, what do you think?
Yeah, same. I lost. It was clear 2-1.
Is Malarkey any good or is he terrible?
No,
He's
he's pretty
shitty.
bad.
He lost to this dude, kind of.
It wasn't good.
I don't know any of these. I don't like it. Maybe this is why because I always say in the podcast, like I look at this guy's record. I know I've seen him fight 4 times and I remember nothing about him. Maybe because sometimes I just don't watch random fights if I don't have a bet on him. It's like, ooh, I'm thirsty. And then I'm gone for 20 minutes and I come back and the decision's being read.
Yep, something happened here.
Yeah, stuff happened. Like in the next fight, middleweight division, Young Park. I think that was close. Defeated John Phillips 30-25, 30-25, 30-25. And this is, I mean, so many Chimaev or whatever Russian number 7's name is. This is why everyone thinks that guy's great because he beat John Phillips. And we just saw this middle of the road, not so good guy, just 30-25 him times 3. What it was like 300-2 in punches. And we have Chimaev turning down fights against Neil Magny because he's not good enough. Like, give me a fucking break with this Russian guy.
How does Park not finish? I had him inside plus 150. Dude has all the control and can't fucking finish this prick.
Phillips is tough, man.
No.
He survived Chimaev.
He could have finished with just volume if he just kept on punching. That was
No.
an awful fight. That guy was surprised that he had to wrestle. Like he didn't know it was in the rules or something. Like he didn't know what to do.
He's
It was
always
very
like
strange.
that. Yeah. And that's why Jimmy I've had such a good wrestling game because he could take Phillips down with ease.
Obviously.
With ease.
Hey, he took down another British guy too. All right, let's try and not be too crazy.
I want that guy to die so bad. Like I can't wait till his next
give
fight.
me
if it's
YOLO.
good.
Just give me YOLO now.
Even money on YOLO.
Dude,
I'm
my
calling
boy
for it.
Chris Weidman is gonna take him out. He's gonna take him out
Man.
easy. That's gonna be a little USA
He might
wrestling.
get knocked the
move.
fuck out on the feet.
I would seriously be like shaky with
Weidman's got a great chin.
Weidman would be like,
iron, bro.
Weidman would
He
be
has
like
this
plus
tattooed on
300
him.
in that fight, and I would probably bet him in round 1 because there's a chance he can take him down and sub him in the first round.
Weidman definitely subbed that kid. It'd be Big Brother shit. Anyway, anything to add about? I already forgot the guy's name.
Yeah.
The Asian fella.
Yeah,
Park.
come on.
Park next.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's go. Julian Robertson defeated Paulina Botello 29-28, 29-27, 29-27. I won this. I had a Robertson Park parlay, but boring. Very, very boring.
Only bets I won all night over 1.5 and goes to decision, and even those are a little sketchy.
Yeah, the over 1.5 there was
Over 1.5 was pretty easy,
Come
but
on,
goes
man.
decision was fucking sketchy.
That's an instant bet. A 1.5 in a chick fight. Like there's-
Straw weight.
yeah, come on, that's instant bet.
I had
Sean, did you,
Robertson decision plus 450. It was one of my 2 bets that I won on the night.
there you go. Sean, did you see the comment in the chat room? I was joking with Sean in PM years ago that I'd take him in an MMA fight. Now that I see how he looks, I was just kidding.
Sir. I was just kidding, sir.
Yeah, out of the sir.
Sir, what a compliment that is. As he just yeah, but as you can tell by the number of heaters, he's
You guys
Yeah,
still
I
have to
only
go
got a
second
minute and a
round.
half, dude.
A round and a half, shit. I'm like
Second minute, not second round.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
I said a minute and a half.
It's
Not a
not
round.
a round and a half.
That's about right. I'm gonna swing about 10 hays and then I'm gonna smoke 10 hays. Oh shit.
a lot of comments tonight. All kinds of comments right now. Thanks, guys. All right. I did not watch this next fight at all. I skipped this one. I don't know what was happening. Maybe we were building the fire during this time. Could be it. Yeah.
Gamrot was hyped.
Guram Kudoluzulu defeated Gamrot, split decision. And then the guy's name I can't pronounce. He said it
Both
was
of
a
them?
bad
He
decision.
thought he lost. Yeah,
He said I
thought
lost
he
this fight. Was it that clear where the guy that won said I didn't
No,
win?
I didn't think so at all. I mean,
It could have gone either way.
Maybe,
So cut
yeah.
the guy who won then, right? For being an idiot.
Yes.
Like if you win a close decision, maybe even a little bit bad one, you celebrate like you won the Super Bowl. You jump up, you play some like air guitar as you're going down, you point at the guy and flick him off, like you
Have
rub
you
it
never
in his
seen
face.
Spin?
Yeah.
Just be
Look at
happy that
Bisping Gamble. That's how you do
the
it.
coin flip landed heads and just
It's-
celebrate like there's no tomorrow.
That's weird he would say that if it was a close fight.
Europeans,
I don't know.
Weird
It was
guys do
overly
weird things.
polite.
He got taken down like 6 times, so he was ashamed of himself.
Yeah,
Probably
I
cut
He
him
think,
didn't
both.
do shit down there though.
I think it was kind of more he didn't perform like he thought. It's something like he probably won that fight. I didn't bet the other way, man. That was just I said it last week. It was too high on that guy. This first fucking fight.
That's a good comment. I bought Marley for people that can't see this. Someone just wrote, I bought Marley's picks. I'm down 40K. My wife left with the kids.
I think she made a good decision.
At least you don't have to deal with kids anymore. I mean, on
That's
the bright
true.
side.
I mean, the alimony is going to be low because he has
And
no
hey,
income.
How many months of free bets have you racked up at this point? Come on.
Yeah, you be able to bet the
Infinity.
rest of the year, right? For
Did
nothing.
you pay for the insurance?
I hope you got the insurance. Always get the insurance.
What did he do
Oh
this
my
weekend?
God.
You
How
got
bad
smoked.
was it?
He got
You
smoked
lost almost
again.
6 units.
Yeah.
Really? Who did he bet on? Let me guess. He bet on Poliano Botello.
He
I
bet
think he
no.
actually did. I thought
Did he
did.
really?
No, he didn't.
He's dude,
Yes, he
was-
did. You fucking
Yeah.
did. He bet
legitimately
Zombie.
one of the worst bettors out there, dude. It's incredible.
Check this out. Zombie, Almeida, Botello, Ziem, and then he had a parlay with Andrade and Zombie. And then he gave a free bet out on Antigulov Grishin not to go decision, minus 345.
So he double dipped on Zombie.
Yeah.
The only bet he won was a robbery.
Bad decision.
Yeah, wow.
Oh no, he gave a free
And
bet.
minus
Antigulov minus 345. Lay it straight.
I'm surprised he didn't go under 1.5 and lose that too.
Oh, that would have been peak.
So he like double dipped on Zombie, then parlayed on Andrade instead of just playing that straight. That would have been a winner for him. Like
I'm gonna lay minus 345 on fight doesn't go to decision, but I'm gonna parlay fucking Jessica Andrade.
What I mean, that guy's so bad, man.
Jeremy just brought up some. Jeremy just made a comment. I don't know if you guys were there about the Nashville thing when Kyle was with us. I don't know if that's been talked about at the show, but there was this really old man hitting on his wife at the bar, and nothing. Kyle didn't say anything.
I mean, I remember busting straight down right next to the cage, like slipping on something and almost cracking her head. Like, man, that was a weekend.
Yeah, there's been a lot. There's been a few crazy Nashville weekends.
Hey, Nashville's open, so we can do that again anytime we want.
We are
Lance is going
open.
to the debate tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. It's like 15 minutes from my house. I'm gonna get a tent and camp out.
Stand in line, Lance. Come on, show your American pride.
Oh, I don't have any left. It's been sucked dry this year.
Oh, beautiful.
All right, let's move to the featherweight division.
Can we not?
I was super wrong on this one. Holy shit, Tommy Almeida.
Shot, man.
I think I don't know. So Martinez defeated Almeida, unanimous decision. It's crazy that a guy this side, the right side of 30, is completely washed. Because going into this fight, I think a lot of us, including I think most of us in this podcast, were like, yeah, he got knocked out by Garbrandt. Everyone gets knocked out by Garbrandt. He lost to Jimmy Rivera. Jimmy Rivera is great. He got knocked out by Rob Font. Rob Font's a top 10 guy. But he's fighting Jonathan Martinez. I don't think it mattered who he fought. That guy wouldn't have beaten anyone on Saturday. Brutal. Nothing left.
Yeah,
he's just all offense. He's just, no matter how much he worked on his defense or he worked on this or his head still doesn't move. It's really weird. His head is right there. You can close your eyes and hit it. And it happened again. That was his whole career.
That's always been that way.
He kind of left and came back when I did.
Well, now he seemed a little bit slower. His offense
he didn't want to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
because he didn't want to pull the trigger, and that's another part of being washed.
So,
he's scared to pull it.
Well, I think when you get washed before 30, when you're 27 is when he kind of took the break, right? It's got to be more mental than anything else. Your body cannot take that kind of if a 38-year-old, if Chris Weidman gets hit in the head 9 million times and he's getting knocked out a lot, that's because he's 38 and has gotten hit in the head 1 million times. If you're 27 and you're a top 10 guy and you just lose it, there has to be something mental there. There has to be. It doesn't make sense how, yes, losing to those good guys, maybe he just wasn't that good. Losing to Jonathan Martinez, that's mental. It's got to be mental.
He's racked up a 20-year worth of brain damage because even when he was winning fights, even on the regional scene, he was getting hit sometimes. It's just his offense was so good. He would come back and just melt guys. But he didn't lose because of his shit. He's taking a lot of damage, even with winning all that big winning streak and still doing okay in the UFC. He's just taking a lot of hits, man.
Yeah, but this was afraid to pull the trigger. This was not moving forward like he knew normally.
Yeah, but he's afraid to pull the trigger because he's afraid to get knocked the fuck out.
Maybe.
I think
isn't that mental?
It's one of those things where a guy had eye surgery, and I don't really pay attention to shit outside of the actual fights. Probably should have done that, but when guys have eye surgeries and things like that, that seems to really fuck with you.
You don't want to get hit in an eye surgery finished a career. Koscheck. He was never the same after the GS. Say what you want about Koscheck, but
touch it the whole fight.
Yeah, years later, crazy. 4 years later, he's still acting like his orbital's broken. He's like, oh my god, it's broken.
He's got a fucking tick. He's got a tick.
That's just came out better after it was Bisping because they just fucking
just pull it out.
Yeah, like, and I think the eye thing's a good point, right? Like, you're always there. No matter how much time it's been. If you got the surgery a year and a half ago, you still know you got eye surgery, so you're going to be scared about getting hit in that eye. Just like if you have a broken leg,
a stone cold lunatic like fucking Bisbing, which he doesn't seem to give a fuck.
He's like, what eye?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, straight up.
I still understand how Bisbing was able to fight. Like, they allowed him to fight with one arm.
He's fucking crazy. That's why he's crazy.
Commission.
That's commissions.
Oh yeah,
Lance.
yeah.
That's the government.
That shows you how they really
If you
work.
ask Bisbing if he can see, he always says yes. That's all I'm saying. He's like, can you see? He's like, yeah.
He's just like, not made it.
Then out of nowhere,
covering his real eye. Can you see? Yep, 3 fingers. I'm not holding any fingers.
Dude retires and literally on camera pulls it out of his fucking skull.
Yeah, it's so good.
No, I can never see, motherfucker. Like I still knocked out fucking Rocco.
It's so crazy. He actually lost an eye. Like, that shit's nuts.
He's crazy. I remember he was a pretty hateable character, but to look back on him, he was fucking awesome. He was There's been a lot of guys that fall in this category, but when Bisbing was champ, like at the beginning, like I hated him because he didn't fight. He was picking his fights, but like towards the end, like I loved Bisbing. He's hilarious. I even like him as an announcer. He might say some stupid shit, but he makes me laugh a lot. And I'm not looking for insight from those idiots. I want to laugh a little bit. Bisbing makes me laugh. He says stupid shit.
He's better than most of them.
Bisbing's great.
He's better. He's 10 times better than Hardy. Hardy is trash. Like that guy's a dumpster fire. I hate that guy. Anyway, welterweight division, swing and a miss on this one too. It gets better. James Krause defeated Silva, 30-27. Silva gassed in about a minute, give or take.
He looked like a tub of shit.
He never gassed in this whole fight. That's just how he looks.
Yeah, dude.
Man, he was a tub of goo though.
Yeah, he was.
That's the first time I ever seen that guy, and I knew that you guys had bet on him, and I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, why him? I'm like, what happened to James Krause when you guys like this guy over Krause? I was very confused. He was terrible. He was fucking
so terrible.
Oof. Who'd he beat?
He can usually get guys.
He beat Usman, he beat what's his name? Edwards.
What's his face? I don't remember.
Like 5 years ago.
Fabian Edwards.
He's fought twice since then.
But I mean, he didn't beat like complete trash cans. Like he beat Talib, he beat Danny Roberts. Like those guys aren't like the worst fighters of all time. But
how's he beat him?
He subs them.
Gets them down,
Gets them down.
And Krause gets taken down quite a bit.
But can't take Krause down though.
Nope, but can't get him down.
Not
one time.
His knee too.
Yeah, after you like destroy his knee, you still can't get him down. Not one time.
That's one where that dude fell off a cliff. Like he should have been. It should have been a closer fight, but he's shitty.
My pantry. This is board games and liquor. Like, come on.
Board games and liquor.
Do not talk about Brad's wife like that. Jeremy, did Lance make you say that?
Do not make him go sit next to the ice maker. Do not make him do that.
Sean, stop checking shit about Jay's wife.
Why are you making Sean smoke so much, Lance? God damn, dude.
I don't know. That's number 5.
Number 5. Beard, you asshole.
So what should I use this for this week, guys?
Oh god.
Sean, did you see last week the pictures I drew? It was pretty good.
I did, yes.
I'm an artist in my spare time. The picture of Sleeveless was pretty good with the wallets and then going in the trash can and the fire.
I mean, just the legs and shit.
The addition that I made to it when I did the show recap, though, because you forgot a very important detail.
What did I miss?
The urine stain on the shorts.
Yes, when he met Connor.
I had to add that, so
I remember that.
I quite enjoyed the Bukkake picture last week myself.
Oh, the Bukkake picture was really good. I drew a Bukkake party.
Speaking of which.
Yeah.
Oh, that timing. Jimmy Crute defeated Modest Bukkake party by knockout.
Minimal Bukkake.
Yeah.
Minimal.
The croutons didn't even get wet, much less soggy.
Dude, Crute's good. He's not bad.
My boy.
Some people think he's not good, like a D+ grade. I think Crute, he had him as a D+.
No,
Someone retweeted. He tweets out the fight, the grades now. D+ for Crute. I think Crute's legit. I think he's in a division that's not very good. I think he's beaten a couple pretty decent guys. He's beaten a couple ranked fighters. Like, he's young. He's only 24. He's violent. He can finish. I think Crute's pretty fucking legit.
Yeah, he's got to get matched up with somebody decent. Like, this is a huge step down. I don't know. Was this a late notice fight or some shit? Because
he beat me.
Yeah,
Bear Jew.
Yep.
And then he also beat that guy,
beat Alvey.
Michael Olakandi.
Yeah, Olakandi. He lost to Serkinov, but he almost won that fight. Like,
was winning that fight.
Yeah, he was
How
smoking
did he lose to
Serkinov.
He got subbed.
He got subbed, didn't he?
Yeah, he got subbed after he was
that
beating
was
the
that
shit out of
Peruvian
him.
necktie.
Yeah, he was beating the hell out of him and then kind of like getting caught up and tripping like some funny shit. And then Serkinov caught him with a nice sub.
Yep.
His punches look good. I don't know that I've seen him before. I saw him last week, but
he's better on the crisp. He is.
And
he's
more
better
of
on the ground.
Yeah, he's more of a grappler too. Yeah, he's
okay.
more of a grappler. Yeah.
I said it in one of our chats after that fight. I think he beats Blachowicz.
Yeah, I would like him if you gave me some nice plus money on Jimmy Crute right now. I'm taking it absolutely on over Blachowicz.
I don't think so. I think we're going too far. But I do like this kid.
Smash him anyway.
I do, yeah, I mean, does he beat the future tramp Glover Teixeira?
That's a tougher question.
No, he rocks Glover in the first round, goes in for the finish, and then gets
reversed again. Yeah,
4 rounds.
He breaks both his hands and one elbow on Glover's face, gasses out, and then Glover trips, falls, gets a takedown in the second round, and then knocks him out. The Glover special.
The Glover special.
The garage weight champion of the world. I cannot wait to see what Glover does to Thiago Santos. It's going to be ugly. I feel bad for Thiago Santos' fists.
His poor knees.
In that first round. They're going to be sore. He's going to miss and break his hand on the canvas.
It's going to be the first time ever that a dude breaks his shin on a head kick. That's what's going to happen in that fight.
Did you see Jeremy's comment? Exciting MMA dramedy. 7.6 out of 10.
I don't think Sean's been around for that either, which is just
too many comments today. What happened to the guy that used to scream at the beginning of each show?
He moved to Florida and went crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I made him move to Florida. And then it's weird. It's a weird situation. I still personally don't know what happened. But on my side, no ill will. So yeah. All right, let's move on up to the rest of this card. We only got one more fight left. Flyweight division, Jessica Andrade defeated Mukagian. You know, sometimes when
I'm gonna take a piss on that note.
That's the movie. You don't watch the movie. Sometimes you kind of overthink things in MMA, and you look at Andrade at -150, and there should be no more thinking. Mukagian's terrible. She's not gonna finish anyone. She's not gonna wear out Andrade or put her in any danger. And I think this is I don't maybe not a first round knockout, but I think just the level of domination. Sometimes it's a little easy.
Are we listening to Sean piss outside?
I think he has his ear pods in. He's pissing.
I'm pissing on a coyote right now. Look at coyote.
And Sean is
my
back
territory,
on the podcast.
motherfucker.
He's back. Sean's first show back. He smokes 86 cigarettes, drinks a bottle of booze, and then pisses while he's recording.
I'm getting another beer.
On a coyote.
Beautiful.
Is this what is that? Is that Jeffrey Tubin or whatever?
Oh, that's coming next.
He said he was pulling it out tonight.
Is this
I'm
thing
running for
on?
office. I can't do that.
Look, Jeremy's in the chat. Zoom dick.
Steve wrote Jay inhaled Corona while announcing the show because he's in Florida.
T's and P's.
Oh God! Anything to add on Andrade?
I'm pissed I didn't bet her more. I mean, I bet Andrade to beat like Wiley. I bet her to beat Rose, and then I just have like 1 unit on her against the Mook again. Like I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. That was Andrade fought how she's supposed to fight. that got her there, and she fucking wins because that's how you need to fight.
Andrew Nixon, former MMA analysis host. When I host this show, I just wore a diaper, so I'd have to get up during it.
We strive to be you, Andrew.
Tremendous. All right, well, I think that'll do it. Any final thoughts on this card? Not too bad. I thought it was an okay card.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
Just glad that Mook got knocked out in the middle of one of her like tennis hups.
That is the worst. That may be the worst thing about.
Oh, and it was
MMA
body
women's
shot
MMA.
too, right? Like hit her.
Yeah.
Right there. Oh, yeah.
She did hold her stomach and run away, which was
Yeah, she-
Yeah,
very
that
woman.
was fantastic.
She was like and ran away.
She definitely pooped a little bit.
Yeah,
ran away.
she was worried she was going to shit
She was like,
herself.
Oh no! Oh god!
Yeah.
That was great. Whenever Mike Perry leaves the camera, violence against women in the area goes up. I gotta say, the comments tonight are some of the best we've ever had, and we just started. This is great. All right, let's move on to next week's card. UFC 254, Khabib versus Gaethje. A fight that people have been looking forward to for a while, and really the top three fights in this card are pretty good. The bottom, not very good, but we have what we have. I see on the old Wikipedia we have an announced bout: Sergey Morozov versus TBA. Is this a fight that's happening?
It's Fight Island, so it could be announced on Friday that they're fighting Saturday.
Is this still a 6-fight pay-per-view?
Yes.
It is.
That dude was supposed to fight Khabib's cousin.
Khabib has a cousin?
Right.
Yeah.
His Umar
Oh, he-
was minus 600 against this guy.
Oh,
and
he got the staph.
Oma?
Yeah, he didn't get. It wasn't Rona. It was it was.
It was
the
staph infection.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
bro.
Nice.
I got staph once.
Does Khabib
terrible.
have staff then, or what?
Oh, maybe.
I hope so.
Me too.
Maybe. Yeah. Staph is not cool. I got it once. And I had this bruise that was starting to come up my hand. And when you go to the doctor, they take like a Sharpie and they just draw it. And then they're like, if it goes past this point, go to the emergency room. So I'm literally just sitting there for 48 hours, just staring at my wrist. I'm like, it's like I have a watch on, just waiting to see if it goes up. And luckily it did go down. I got it. So I don't know if it was one of my kids or Helena or probably me, put a knife upside down in the dishwasher. So instead of putting the blade down, they put the blade up. So I was going to put a like a spoon or something in the dishwasher, and the knife went all the way in here, like straight in there. I didn't even really notice it first. I was just like, oh, like it didn't like hurt. And I looked down, and I mean, the dishwasher was full of blood in like 10 seconds. Because like right here, it's it bleeds heavy. So I'm bleeding. I was like, Helena. And I was like, oh God, I'm going out. Like blood is just squirting out of my hand. So I kind of just lay on the ground. I'm holding it, and I needed stitches, but I'm an idiot. So I just kind of like cleaned it up with hydrogen peroxide, taped her up, whatever. And then like 2 days later, this bruise just starts climbing up my arm. I was like, I should probably go to the doctor now. So yeah, don't put knives in the dishwasher backwards, or they'll go through your hand.
Moral of the story.
Moral of the story. Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Oh, we got someone said forget Lance versus 115-pound women. Sean versus 115-pound women.
I'd love to.
And then I said, that's
Head
assault,
and arms
brother.
all day.
2 head and arms at the same time.
Oh God. All right, let's start off in the good card though. Overall, good card. I've heard of, I would say 90% of the fighters in this card.
That's very
pretty
good
good
for cards recently.
That's really good. All right, let's start. Lightweight division. Joel Alvarez, Alexander Yakovlev. New Sean.
Yeah, I don't have too much on this fight. I cashed Alvarez against Duffy at a pretty damn nice number. I thought it was crazy. This guy opened minus 285 against Yakovlev. If you were able to get in on Yakovlev at like plus 200, that's decent. I think it's a fairly close fight. Yakovlev wants to go for takedowns, but then he's going to fall into a sub and then if it stays on the feet, then Alvarez probably beats him there. So I'll pick Alvarez, but I don't want any part of it.
Yeah, no bueno. Wes?
Yeah, I don't have anything on this fight, but I do like Alvarez here. Sean kind of, broke it down about how I would. it's come down a lot, man. I don't get all the love on Yakovlev. I do think it's close. If it keeps coming down, man, and comes down another 20, 25 cents or so, I'll probably put a small bet on Álvarez. Yeah, I think he's got more pass to win here.
Sean?
The only angle I got on this is that Yakovlev has not been subbed by bigger people. So I looked at the over. I didn't play it yet, but if he can survive like Usman, he'd probably survive this kid.
But he couldn't survive Zach Cummings.
I mean, that's different. That's a different story.
Did Zach Cummings sub him?
Yeah. Like
really?
Recently.
No, it wasn't.
This is what happens when you take a break.
It was 2 fights ago. 3 fights ago.
He didn't
Yeah, but
fight.
how many years ago was that?
Yeah,
He had a 3-year break,
fight.
huh?
Yeah, he didn't fight for a long time.
Yeah, that was 2016. Sean was still breaking down fights at that time.
Whoops.
Alexander Yakovlev, second greatest rapper in MMA history. I will have you know.
Behind Woodley or the King?
A
King.
distant second to the King.
Oh yeah.
You must have forgot.
I actually, I kind of agree with Sean. I think that Yakovlev normally is pretty tough to sub, and so I threw a little bit on Álvarez at decision at plus 500.
Yeah,
Better angle than over.
I like Álvarez a pretty good bit here. I think the line going all the way down to minus 150 is pretty crazy. I mean, Yakovlev is really bad. Like he's dreadfully bad. And I know maybe some people look at who he's lost to and like, yeah, but he lost to, guys like Usman and Maya. It's like, I don't care. He's terrible. Like the guy, you watch him fight, he's just not a good fighter. He's absolutely terrible. He has one win in the last 4 years. Not very good. Álvarez, I don't know how good he is yet, but I mean the Duffy win is pretty impressive, and I think at minus 150, I'm probably going to be taking a stabby here. So let's move on. And Sean, have you noticed that we still call new Sean?
Yeah, right.
It never
Stuck
stopped.
you with that forever.
Forever.
I was waiting for you to say Sean so I could do that bit where I answer for him over and over again. But
I used to love that. That was my favorite.
it just stuck to new Sean. I couldn't slip one in.
Classic bits. Classic bits.
God. So women's flyweight division, which is a new division since you were gone, Sean. So that's great.
Great.
Yeah, it's great. This goes both of these chicks. I've heard of this Maverick lady. I couldn't tell anything about her, but these fall into the 10% versus the 90%. Liana Jojua versus Miranda Maverick. I got nothing. New Sean?
All right, so without looking, if I told you the over-under on how many fights combined these two ladies have in the UFC is set at 2.5, what would you say?
Under. I don't think this Juju girl has ever fought in the UFC.
Lance.
Are you sure about that?
Has she?
Yeah, she's fought twice. The other chick's fought 0. The under did hit, but that chick's fought twice, and I can't remember anything about her. She did lose to the ass. She did lose to the ass.
A couple months ago, that was like one of my first podcasts back. We hit a plus 1,000 on this chick in round 1 because all
her
is an armbar from guard. She started this whole thing.
That's right.
That happened in women's MMA in 2020 is because of the Joju.
Armbar from guard.
Right. I remember that. See, this is my problem. And it's like this in my real life as well. I don't do names. And everyone's like, "Oh, do you forgetful? Do you always forget names?" And I always tell people, I don't forget names. I don't listen in the first place. So when someone, if I'm in seeing people or a business meeting, whatever, when someone walks up to like shake your hand and introduce himself, all I hear is woo, 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 and then I'm like, fuck, what's their name? And then I never get it. Same thing with women's MMA. So
What happened?
And men's MMA.
And men's MMA too. Just life, human life, human life. I already forgot her name. Let me look it up again.
Sounds good.
Joju. All right,
I got nothing.
John.
Nothing.
Cool.
That was my breakdown.
Wes, what you got?
I don't care.
Nothing. So this Maverick girl has not fought in the UFC. I would have guessed the reverse because I've heard this name before. Why do I know this name?
Because you obviously watch Invicta, Lance.
She's beat a bunch of like the better Invicta fighters. Like,
that doesn't do anything for me.
Like
you think it's because her name?
Gonzalez.
You think it's because her name is interesting? You think that's the only reason? That's
100%.
Yeah,
0% chance you know who this chick is. It's.
What's the?
Do you know
line
what her
on this?
nickname is?
The Maverick.
No,
Iceman.
Fear the
Oh,
That's
Miranda. Fear the Maverick. That's
Fear the
fucking
Maverick?
Amazing.
Why
How
is
are
it-
they so
You've
bad?
never watched Invicta in your life. You've never
No.
seen her fight. You've never
Missed
seen this chick fight.
Missed opportunity to not go Miranda John McCain Maverick though.
There you go.
Yeah.
Miranda,
That's her
Miranda,
name.
Miranda, I'm going down.
One gimpy hand.
John McCain Maverick. I mean,
Oh.
what was the one I had a couple weeks ago? where I-
Miranda, don't get shot down. Fucking
Yeah. What was the guy a couple weeks ago where I said he had the missed opportunity with his nickname and he was going to lose for that?
Ooh.
Or else or something like
Or
that.
else.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was-
Cameron else.
the guy's name. Yeah, the guy's name was Cameron Else, and his nickname wasn't Or. Like, how do you miss such a softball? Cameron
That's
Or.
that's an MMA fighter.
The
Can't
worst
even land something that hits them right in the face.
Worst one ever is, how is Martin Campman's nickname not concentration? I mean,
That's a whole different guy. That's a whole different guy if he went with that nickname. That would have been excellent. That's a scary dude right there.
If Peter Sabata's name was Martin Campman, he would have went with Martin Campman.
100%.
Yes.
Oh God!
Fuck.
And Cameron Else's nickname is Cheetah. Like, dude,
What does that
Right
even mean?
no one
No
knows
one knows.
no.
Cameron or Else. But I think we should call Miranda Maverick John McCain from now on, just so we'll never forget her now. The John
That's
McCain.
true.
Oh, Sean,
Megan.
I assume you got nothing here.
I've got 0. Yeah. You guys had so much of 0 that I can't even do the movies thing right now because it'd be longer than your zeros.
Brad.
The like minus 450 chick by decision is almost plus 200. Bet that.
Fair. What did Jeremy say? That might be the worst nickname ever.
Yeah.
Nickname, and everyone in the gym just calls you Fear the. Help me grab this bag, Fear the. John McCain's clearly there.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the winner.
God. I don't know. Ask Fear the. I feel like Brad's Martin concentration camp. if that would be offensive if we didn't have 2 Jews on this podcast.
We can get away with that shit.
You can. It's fair. Yeah, I don't have anything. But Brad, why not the armbar play again?
The other chick's never been subbed. The last one she fed the Belbita biscuit chick. She got subbed a bunch of times in the first round.
Almost everyone that fights in the UFC, we make up a random name for that makes absolutely no sense, but makes all the sense in the world.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
What's her? It's plus 1,000 though. That's not even a little bit.
No, unfortunately not.
Mm.
And
Alright,
you know,
sell 'em.
if
You
I'm
ain't
not,
buying.
then yee.
Yeah. You like heavyweights to go the distance and women to sub in the first round.
Yeah, exactly. The way MMA should be.
Martin the concentration campman. That's too much. Nathaniel Wood. And then the next fighter's name, his last name is Wood. There's just so much to go with there. Nathaniel Wood, Casey Kenney, really good scrap. Better than half the fights on the main card. So UFC scheduling. Yay, new Sean.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun fight. Casey Kenney seems to bring it. His fights are usually very, very fun to watch. It was a bit of a one-side beating. He was in last time against the guy that can just not get knocked out. I think this fight should be fairly close. Both guys are tough. I think it goes to decision. I bet that at -215 in a parlay, which got canceled. Women's fights. And then I parlayed it with something later for another unit. I think both these guys are tough to finish. I know Wood got knocked out by Dodson, but I don't think Kenney has the power that Dodson does. I think this is going to be a fun fight, and Kenney ekes out a close decision.
Yep. Wes. I can't get over this Campman thing. It's just
Perfect.
Did you just think of that while we were playing, or is this something you've been cooking?
You've had in the pocket.
Waiting for the opportunity.
I think I came up with that nickname at like UFC 68.
I never heard it.
That marinated nicely.
Yeah. It needed the right time.
Yep.
Jeremy said this is one of the best shows, and Andrew goes, "Shut up, Jeremy. You'll tell them that now, and then we'll get complacent."
We're just gonna end it right now.
It's over.
Guys, no one cares about the main event anyway. It's like
who cares?
basically the Aldana versus home main event, and heater number 16 for Sean.
Yeah. New high score.
Stop making him your whipping boy, Lance. This man is gonna catch cancer on the show.
You're stressing me out, Lance.
Stop making me smoke this cigarette.
Stressing me out.
Oh, God, where are we at here? Is this
That's you.
Wood.
What do you got?
Wood.
Yeah. I kind of agree with Sean. I think this is a close fight. Should be fun. I think that Wood's probably. I don't know. I think he's a little bit. The lines are just a tiny bit off here, man. I think it's a lot closer than that. I haven't bet Wood yet. I just think you're looking at a coin flip decision here, and if you're going to get plus 160 on Wood here, I might have to take some of that. I'm going to watch the line, but I'm gonna pick Wood since he's the dog here. I just think it's that close.
Sean.
I like it to go to the distance as well. I went back and tried to find a winner. I couldn't tell the winner, but I also can't tell if this kid has no power whatsoever. Like New Sean said, that Asian dude is just an amazing punching bag. From that was
They seem to take
that guy took
damage
a
pretty
serious
well.
amount of damage. Holy shit! But yeah, I like it to go to the distance as well. I can't tell who's gonna win though.
Brad.
Yeah, I'm on board with this being a competitive fight that goes to decision. So you look back at Wood's career, and even in the John Dodson fight, not that necessarily the best example of a guy that you can win rounds against because he gives rounds away, but Wood hasn't really lost a whole lot of rounds in his career. Obviously, he got knocked out by Dodson in that fight, but I think this is going to be very competitive. He usually gets a couple takedowns in his fights as well, and Kenney loves to get taken down and try and scramble and stuff like that. And I don't necessarily think that he's going to come out on top of those scrambles with Wood. So, close fight. I think it's going to be back and forth on the feet, on the ground. And Wood by decision was like plus 350, plus 400. So I took a little bit of that as well.
Wood usually finishes his fights. You guys all love the decision. He has one decision in the last 10 fights, but mostly in Europe.
Kenny's not getting finished.
Yeah, Kenny's tough as fuck.
Probably not. Yeah. I lean Kenney here, but not confident enough to bet. I think this is just a super close fight, which, it's funny enough, everything that we're saying, we should be betting Wood. Just all of us. We're all saying, I can't pick a winner. And you'd be getting 150 on this coin flip. But I think this fight, anything can kind of happen. In MMA, you kind of say that too much to be able to have to bet every single fight. But Wood is dangerous. Wood's a dangerous fighter. I think he's gonna be able to get this fight to the ground. I don't know if he can do anything. I think on the feet, I think Kenny's striking, in that last fight, besides the punching bag, but he looked better. It just looked much better. He looked a lot cleaner. He had better technique. So I do lean Kenney here to win a pretty close fight. But wouldn't shock me at all if Wood pulled this off. But it's gonna be a pass. I thought this guy fought last week. Daeun Jung. Is this a different guy?
Park fought last week. This is Jung.
Are they different?
I guess so.
No. Okay.
Kenny fought in Royval for the flyweight title in LFA like a year and a half ago. Like, this is a little dude to be fighting at 140.
Yeah, Wood's more of a a real bantamweight where Kenney could probably make flyweight if he needed to.
Wood's from Europe.
But he can wrestle a bit.
Can he really though?
British style.
What is British wrestling exactly? Remember,
It
like
works against certain people.
it's like when Bektic came up, they're like, "This guy was the Georgia wrestling. He was number one in Georgia wrestling." And I was like, "The
That's always
state
great.
of Georgia has better wrestling than the country of Georgia." And Georgia wrestling
Except
is
Valishvili, man, that guy will take you down 1,000,000 times because he can't hold you down.
he will shoot 1,000,000 times. He'll take you down sometimes, and then he'll let you up. That's my least favorite fighter, I think, in the UFC.
Him and Adesanya.
Oh, hate Adesanya. Hate that guy.
Typical Lance.
Don't like him. He calls out John Jones and then was like, "Yeah, I'll fight him in like 2026. Whatever, bro. Back up. You scared?" Like he doesn't make any sense. Calls the guy out.
Obviously,
Guy says
these
yes.
guys
and then he-
are all below Hazmat the Coward on your list of least favorite fighters, though.
He has Matt the Coward.
The hazmat. Hazmat suit.
Oh,
Chimaev.
Russian number 7.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not a fan. I want him to fight Rumble.
At 205.
that's-
and Rumble comes in at
Everybody gets
230.
fed to Rumble. Everybody.
At the 197 catch weight.
Yeah, if you guys have noticed, anytime I hate someone, regardless of weight class, my answer is always, "You have to fight Anthony Rumble Johnson."
He's the Punisher. He's the UFC Punisher. That's who you want to match
It
up
is.
anybody you hate.
Could you imagine fighting that guy? Woo. Should be a
Especially
heavyweight,
if-
though.
Especially
We'll
if
do
you
it.
walk across him in the gym, he'll just fuck you up.
You got to get that fucking yoga mat out of my face.
Goddamn right.
Light heavyweight division, Dae-Un Jung. Sam Alvey. God damn. This guy just, what has he lost, like 9 fights in a row?
Only
Woo.
4, Lance. Only 4.
How does he
He hasn't got completely obliterated in his last 2, so that's
Yeah,
That's
his
so-
last fight was close.
He
Versus
probably should have
before I
won his
left.
last fight.
Before I left, Sam Alvey was so close to getting obliterated that I had to check to see if this was the same Sam Alvey, like just in case. Like that one's dead and there's a new one now. Because I was like, there's no way this fucking guy's still fighting it and
Same
getting fed
guy.
to young dudes right now. They're still feeding Sam Alvey to young dudes.
Has anyone lasted longer or fought more fights with less talent than Sam Alvey? Honest question.
Ed Herman.
Has any,
Ed Herman.
I think he's way more talented.
Obviously, you didn't see Ed Herman's last fight.
No,
See
I did.
that
I did.
comeback?
He did some Ed Herman shit, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did some Ed Herman shit. Okay.
And Alvey would never be smart enough to fake a dick kick.
Yeah.
And then come back.
Ed Herman had some good jiu-jitsu. He had some okay power. Like Herman
Fights
was like,
he's underwater. The slowest man on earth.
Alvey has no talent. He's a power puncher with no
He's got
power.
Power in one hand.
He doesn't
That's-
punch either.
Throw it. He's a
he
power.
throws it like twice around. He throws it twice around.
He has no.
He's always in the same position going into the third round, like, oh, I got to land this punch
Yep.
every time. Just doesn't do it.
And then in the third, he might throw it 3 times because
Yeah.
he got to go for it. You know.
All this being said, I got a half a unit on Sam Alvey at plus 300.
Get out of here, bro.
Half a unit. It's like barely a bet.
Shane, we
Still
gotta
the
talk.
same Sam Alvey.
It's the same guy.
Okay.
I gotta talk to you. We gotta have a conversation, friend to friend. Every week you make like 7 bets and you go, it's only half a unit. But you're basically just automatically donating like 3.5 units to start every card. It's like I'll bet round 2, 3, 4, and 5 in this one, flying arm triangles. It's only half a unit each.
This is the only one that's crazy off. Well, no, I got one more.
Yeah. Sean's always like, I don't like much on this card. I'm going light this week. And he's got like 14 fucking units spread over a bunch of props and shit.
I don't have props. Okay, it's a weird week. My hand was forced to bet some things.
Like
Jung
Sam-
is terrible. He's terrible. Like he went to life and death, and then he beat Ibragimov with a submission. That guy is fucking horrible. I'm hoping because he throws lots of strikes that will force Sam Alvey to throw a couple.
It won't.
No,
It won't force him to do this.
It won't. It will not.
He might do that, but plus 300 against a shitty guy. I gotta throw some money on it.
What is it? Plus 400, you said?
No, plus 300.
Plus 300. Okay.
This
That's all I got.
young guy is not bad, I thought.
I mean, he's
He's
fought
not
twice.
aggressive.
He's not horrible. He's not horrible.
He landed a good punch on Rodriguez, but he went pretty deep against Ibragimov, who's one of the worst Russians ever.
Rodriguez almost beat Herman. I mean, that's the tough.
Look, we're talking about Alvey here, though, man. Like you're banking on him to throw his punch more than twice, and
He will have to. The guy is going to throw a bunch at him. He will have to throw maybe 3 strikes in the first round.
Don't you tell Sam Alvey what to do.
Alvey's also survived like his past couple fights. Maybe should have won his last one. I mean, he got obliterated by Little Nog and shit. Like he's been toasted so many times over the past couple of years, man. I'm picking Jung in this fight for sure. And I was looking at him inside the distance. It was like right around even money. If I bet anything, it's going to be Jung inside the distance. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to throw. I mean, if Alvey happens to catch him with one of his 3 strikes he's going to throw, then so be it. But Jung's going to throw some punches, and I think he's going to connect on one.
Sean, were you around or watching it all when Sam Alvey beat Rashad Evans in what might be the saddest moment in MMA history?
Yeah, that was before I was gone. That was crippling just to watch them square off, and I'm like, come on, man, somebody throw something. No,
Anything.
that was
It's
awful.
nice.
Yeah.
It was a good stare
You know
off.
what?
It was good.
At least we also, to counteract that one, got Dan Kelly beating Rashad Evans.
That was good.
I remember that too.
Hey,
Evans-
Dan Kelly still fighting?
Brad remembers every one of those fucking dad fights from that streak. Like that man was cleaning up.
Evans is doing a steady stream of ayahuasca to try to forget those fights.
He doesn't need to do ayahuasca. He just needs to take a couple more fights.
That'll do the job as well.
Rashad really should have tired after that Glover fight. He ended with one of the most depressing streaks ever. He lost to Dan Kelly, Sam Alvey, and Anthony Smith. Like, that is just not a good way to end your career.
It was, and he was so fancy when he was good. You know what I mean? And he went out like such a fucking punk. That was
He
terrible.
did.
Does Dan Kelly still fight?
No. He was trying to
I'm
get a
surprised.
retirement fight
He
in like
trains guys
Australia
now.
or whatever, and then Dana White refused to give him a retirement fight.
Oh,
Not surprising.
What a cock.
This is the line. Is Dan Kelly's the line with Chuck Liddell and like everybody else that you let get fucking crushed in there? Terrible.
He doesn't want to hurt Dan Kelly.
Fuck.
What do you got, Sean?
I
Alvey
think
KO?
yeah, right. I think this kid will jump. He's super aggressive. He'll jump on him early, and I think the more Alvey opens up, the more danger he's in. So I didn't bet this, but I like this kid early. If it gets out of the first, I don't know. If they start staring at each other, I guess Sean could be right. You know what I mean? But I don't know. This kid's super aggressive, and he backs up against the fence and stands up straight. He'll get caught, I think.
Brad?
Fuck all that. This fight's going over 1.5. It's probably going decision. I didn't bet that, by the way.
Yeah. I think it goes one of two ways. Both will result in Sean losing. I think it's either Jung gets him out of there quick, which I don't even know if that's going to happen, or it's every Alvey fight where Alvey gets murdered the first round. He loses a clear but close second round, and then the third round he starts letting his hands go a little bit. He wins the third round. And then he runs around the octagon with his hands raised. And everyone goes, why didn't Alvey do that in the first 2 rounds? That's every Sam Alvey fight I think I've ever seen. He thinks that you're only allowed to fight in the third round. And then he acts like he wins and runs around the cage. And so my prediction is 29-28, Jung with Alvey winning the third.
I'm just gonna be holding that plus 300 ticket and just never having a chance. It's gonna be good.
You're gonna have. What's gonna happen is Sean's gonna tweet, "Where was this the first 2 rounds?" Oh, you bet on Sam Alvey. It's what you get.
It's what I get.
So that is exactly what's gonna happen in this fight. So you're welcome. All right, welterweight division: Alex Howboy versus Shave Cat Rakhmonov. I added a few letters there, but I think Rakhmonov is better than whatever this is. What was that? What was the basketball player? Radmanovich.
I thought it was his Asian son.
You, Sean?
I don't have much on this fight. I actually don't know who the fuck this guy is making his debut. Doing some sure dog capping. He's beat guys with some decent records. This is a close fight for a guy debuting against Howboy, who's, I don't know, pretty tough. We all know Howboy can kind of throw it away and kind of take the easy way out at times. So I'm gonna pick Cowboy, but I got nothing on this. I'm surprised it's a pick 'em when he opened like minus 200.
Yep. Wes?
Best time.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some highlights of the Shave Cat. I mean, he's knocking out guys over in M1, but I don't know when you look into the guys that they're fighting, you know, it's kind of sketchy. So maybe he's just knocking out dudes that are beating up trash cans, you know. I don't know enough about this guy. I know Howboy is going to go out there and throw down, and the dude's very well rounded, and I would think he's better on the mat than this guy. I don't know, man. The line just kind of seems a little fishy, man. That Howboy should be a pick 'em to this dude. I do kind of like the under as well, or fight doesn't go to decision. I think one of these Cowboy probably more likely gets a finish here on this guy, but I guess it kind of saves you if the dude is real and goes out there and gets Howboy in a bad spot, and we know how Howboy can kind of get out of there when the getting gets fucking tough sometimes. So I'm going to play fight doesn't go to decision, and man, I don't know. I might sprinkle on Howboy. Just that line just kind of scares me, man. I don't get it. Seems kind of fishy.
Sean? Howboy?
Yeah, I'm betting on Howboy here. I've been gone for a while, but the fundamentals still stand, and you can't trick me into thinking being good in M1 means jack shit, because it doesn't. I don't care if you're good in M1. And to come over from M1 and then get this fight. This is a tough ass fight. Like Sean said, yeah, he does weird shit, but we all know that when he ties up with people and clinches with people, we're always like, why is he winning this clinch? Why did he get that takedown? Why did he knock that guy's fucking head off? Like, he just must be super strong. Over and over again, we see it. And mentally, okay, not 100%, obviously. But this guy in a debut, this is a horror show for him. I hope your M1 record is real, because we're about to find out. That's going to be rough for him. He's going to take a beating.
Have you
like
seen
Cowboy big?
Have you seen his Sure Dog picture?
I don't think I looked him up on Sure Dog. What's a Sure Dog picture look like?
Just look it up real quick.
Okay.
Is this the Shave Cat?
Yeah, you'll want to do it. It looks like
he's got the veins.
It looks like he just won Bloodsport. he just finished the Kumite. Like, it's just that he has that look in his eyes, like he's just murdered someone, and he looks like he was a little bit built in a laboratory. I don't know if that changes anything, but dudes who are
I watched him fight. He looks as good as every guy who looks good in M1. You know,
that Kazakhstan top team is a pretty elite group.
That physique is never going to look better than when you're fighting in M1. I'll tell you that much, because you're absolutely getting all the.
He's going to come in just fat shit. Like, hanging down. He weighs in like 182, and he's just fat.
That is a pretty scary picture, Lance. He's actually got his hands wrapped with glue and glass in this picture. I don't even know if you mentioned it.
Like, the first thing I saw when I saw that picture, all I could think of was the Kumite. That's all I could think.
He's doing like promotional shoots and shit.
It's either that or Mortal Kombat. Brad,
I gotta see it shit now.
I actually almost have a real break.
Garbage.
Oh shit! Here we go.
I've seen this dude fight a few times in M1. He is pretty good, but you look at the name, you think that he's a Russian because of his name. You look at the picture, he is 100% Asian. This is an Asian man, and then you watch him fight, and honestly, the best comparison for his fighting style is like Hatsuhioki. He's tall for his weight class. He clinches up with dudes and gets muscled the fuck around. And he's willing to lay on his back and go for submissions. And he's got good cardio. He's good at all those things. Like, he's got some nice long strikes. He's got good submissions. Like, he's a skilled fighter. He's going to stick around in the UFC. But as Baby Dick was saying, I have to differentiate between new Sean and old Sean. And rather than saying old Sean, it's easier to say Baby Dick.
That's true.
So, as he was saying, Howboy is just a strong motherfucker. So this dude that loves to clinch up, and he gets pushed around in the clinch by dudes in M1 and taken down in the clinch by dudes in M1, he is going to get ragdolled by Howboy. And I think that there's a very good chance that Howboy ends this fight early, but it's a short notice fight for him. I'm pretty sure that he's only going to Abu Dhabi so that he can cross the Middle East off his areas of women in the world or places in the world where I got women pregnant.
He's got a spread.
He's got one of those scratch maps.
He's getting it off of his actual block.
Exactly. There's too many controversies going on that block, so he has to spread the wealth a little bit. And if he does not get the finish early in this one, this dude is going to be gassed. And he could very well get subbed or finished in any number of ways. So I think there's going to be a finish here regardless, whether it's Howboy early or the shaved cat a little bit later on. So I don't think this one goes to decision. I'm kind of shocked that the line is basically even now. So I might also have to play Howboy. But that's almost some real analysis from me.
Way to go, Brad. It's good work. Good work. I'm in agreement here. You know what that means? If I'm in agreement with Brad. Munich. Munich. Munich is now 172-6 overall after last week's loss.
Documented.
170. Yeah, what is that? Capper Tech. Is the kid's Capper Tech still around?
Bet tips now.
No, Capper Tech's the only real one. Real ones now.
Yeah.
Real G's use Capper Tech. Remember who was it? Remember someone made the fake profile of like the Capper Tech Twitter account?
Yeah,
it's probably Sean. Fucking him and his ghost accounts.
I remember Capper Tech.
Gamblu's dog popped up in my follower suggestions the other day.
Mangy Nuts.
Like, was that a Sean account? Like,
oh God. So I like this bet. I do think, Howboy kind of lives like he's gone to decision the last couple fights, but he's going to decision versus guys that aren't really gonna just try to finish him, that aren't that aggressive, man. Howboy's gonna come in and do he always does. He's gonna try to murder you. He's gonna clinch, he's gonna take you down, he's trying to be heavy on top and throw ground and pound, maybe work for some subs, and really just put it on guys. And if he does start to fade, he kind of quits. He usually quits by getting subbed. He kind of just lets his neck up a little bit, decides he doesn't want to be in there anymore. And from what I've read a little bit, I don't do tape studies, so I'll just read a little bit about fellas because I refuse to watch old fights like that. I don't do it. I'd rather guess. I'd rather just read articles and look at stuff, records and things versus actually watch things. Because this guy seems aggressive. Howboy has been subbed a lot. This guy subs guys a lot. I think realistically, it's Howboy just getting in his fucking face early and putting him out of there. But I think if Howboy does gas out and doesn't get him out early, I do think he gets finished a little bit later in the fight. So doesn't go at -110 seems a little bit off on a fight that I think is going to be finished way more than 50% of the time. All right, we move now to the heavyweight division as we have Stefan Struve taking on Tai Tuivasa. Sean?
Hell of a heavyweight fight here.
Sean, I missed it. I'm sorry. It took me too long.
Didn't get it.
No.
I mean, Tuivasa thought he got cut. He obviously by his last 3 shitty fights, he was expecting it, and I don't know, he got confused. Somebody pranked him. He's like, "Oh, I guess I'm cut from the UFC." I think he's gonna come out guns a-blazing because hopefully he knows what got him to the UFC, and that's coming out throwing hands. When he tries to conserve energy, that is not a good thing for him. He usually just gets picked apart and loses and doesn't look good. So I think he comes out hard. Struve is still that guy with that has heart
Hole in his
conditions
heart.
and stays in the back because he has a panic attack before he goes and fights another monster heavyweight. I think Tuivasa gets him early. Even if he doesn't, I think Tuivasa is going to gas and Struve will get some bullshit triangle or just pound him out. So I took doesn't go to decision. I put it in the parlay with Wood and Kenney going to decision. That's plus 114 for a unit.
Wes?
Yeah, I never thought much of Tuivasa, but man, come on, Struve is still the dude that's got a half a heart and has panic attacks, like Sean said, and
He might get knocked out by the concrete on the way to the octagon.
I haven't bet Tuivasa yet, but man, I'm really tempted here. I don't think much of Struve anymore. Maybe Tuivasa gasses himself throwing haze on Struve's head and ends up getting choked out with something stupid, but I can't see it with Struve anymore, man. I'm gonna pick Tuivasa. I haven't bet it yet, but I'm tempted to. I'm probably gonna bet Tuivasa. And I don't know, man. I looked at some fatties, and I think that if Struve does end up winning, it's gonna be a little bit later. So Struve late, Tuivasa early.
Bradley?
It's tough for me.
Sean.
It's tough.
Shut up, Brad. It's Sean's turn.
Oh, my turn, Brad.
You already gave me said Sean earlier.
I'm watching
That was
Lance right now. It's that scene from Requiem for a Dream where he's running away, like holding his puke in and stuff like that. No,
You want to go to the kitchen?
Only if you turn on
I'm
the
a
ice
little
machine.
seasick watching him. I like Tuivasa. I bet Tuivasa. I like him just on the run Struve into the fence throwing combos. I think it only takes a couple of those exchanges to get one on Struve. Because when you back him up and his back hits the fence, his head goes up straight, you got him. That's how he normally loses anyway. I like that scenario. And like everybody else said and knows, if he doesn't get that, he'll get pooped out and he'll probably get caught with some stupid sub later. But I think he gets him early.
Bradley?
I'm on an island here because Tuivasa sucks. This
He does
dude
suck.
is horrible. He got
He's
to the
not good.
UFC. He didn't get to the UFC by coming out and throwing haze and being aggressive and all that shit. He got to the UFC because he's Australian and he fought a bunch of shitty Australian heavyweights. And Stefan Struve he's not good. We know.
That's how we got there. He beat the deadly James
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Didn't
He also
James
beat
McSweeney-
Baby Dick. He beat Baby Dick in his second UFC fight, man.
He
The guy with the diaper.
No, that's Cyril Asker. That's
And then he beat
Oh,
he beat Arlovsky too. This guy's a future champ.
Yep.
The only win that he has that isn't outside of the first round is against the Iron Chin Andrei Arlovsky. So if he wins this fight, I don't know why you would bet him at even money. Bet him round one. I think Bet Online has that at like plus 400, which is
There you go.
stupid. Because if this gets out of the first round, this dude got taken down 6 times by Sergey Spivak.
We know Spivak's a legend.
He got
covered this.
submitted by
We covered
Sergey Spivak.
Look at the chat. Struve got 10-8 by fucking Delima before he
What happened? And
He
then what happened?
finished him, but that's what we're saying. He's got a chance.
Yeah.
He can
So
got a chance.
I have no problem with you betting Tuivasa, but bet him in round one, please. At least get a good number on your bet. But he's not going to get the finish, and then Struve's either going to finish him with a sub in round 2 or round 3. And that's how it's going to go.
Yep. No. No. I like Tuivasa here. Struve sucks. Struve has always sucked, but now he's like was said, he's panic attack, half a heart Struve, who's lost 4 of his last 5, who has literally nothing. His only win in the last 4 years was Marcos Rogerio de Lima in a fight that he almost died in. I understand. I don't think Tai Tuivasa is good. That is not what I'm saying here. I'm saying he's better than Stefan Struve, and I would be surprised if Struve makes it to the octagon without having some kind of heart attack, panic attack, whatever it is. And if he does, he's going to get his ass kicked. And I think Tuivasa got there. I think this is the case of the UFC rushing guy. I don't think he's great. I do not think he's this, ultra contender, but he beats a washed Andrei Arlovsky. And then who did he have next? It was something ridiculous. Was it JDS?
What?
Yeah,
he lost to JDS, and then he got taken
JDS
down.
off of that. A 5-round fucking main event in Australia against
What
fucking JDS. That is bad.
They rushed him. This kid's young. What is he? He's 27 years
But
old.
then he got taken down by Blagoy Ivanov, who doesn't even go for takedowns.
Ivanov's not bad, but he's not a bad fighter.
All he does is go up against the cage, and somehow he managed to get takedowns on this guy.
Yes, Struve can barely breathe without.
Struve just gonna back up to the cage like Sean did with his head cracked.
You'd be scared to
That's
against
why
this guy.
round 1 400.
And Tuivasa's been training at AK for this camp, so it seems like he's taking it more seriously. He's training with wrestlers. Maybe Kane will teach him how to blow his knee out, or different things. If Kane's still hanging around AK every once in a while, Rocco can show him how to be pretty.
This is at sea level. This is at sea level.
Yeah, it is. I love Tuivasa here. I absolutely love this guy in this fight. I think he's going to get Struve out of there rather easily. So, all right, let's move on now. I got to go back. Hold on. There we go. We got a pay-per-view. Magomed Ankalaev versus Cuțelaba. Maybe.
I bet Cuțelaba in that first fight, just round 1 at plus 450 or some shit like that. That was a pretty weird fight. I think Ankalaev was tagging him pretty good, but I think he was also playing it up. They dropped a plus 800 on Cuțelaba in round 1, and I had to throw 0.25 on it. I think Ankalaev's the better fighter, but I had to sprinkle. Cuțelaba is going to do what he does. He's going to come forward. He might get knocked out in the process, but he's going to work for my money, so I'll take it.
Fucking German.
But Ankalaev's probably going to win and probably finish him in the second.
Andrew said, "What happened to Jason?"
Basically, Stalin and his
France made sure he was opening his bets, his house, his wife. It was terrible.
Oh
France is Stalin and his dictatorship. Fuck you, Jeremy. None of that happened, guys. Just to say that.
All the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's recorded. You can go see what actually happened.
Yes, that's true.
It is. That was the best part about the whole thing. It was recorded that none of that happened.
Semantics.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Don't let the truth get away.
Yeah, I'm like Sean. I bet some Cuțelaba in the first fight, and we kind of talked about it, I think, the other day in the chat that I mean, he was absolutely playing that shit up. That was, I don't know. It's hard to call it one of the worst stoppages I've seen, but I mean, guys have reffed enough fights, right, to know when a dude's literally like hurt or just kind of doing that play shit. Like, it was kind of obvious to anybody that's watched. I don't know.
Any
I guess
fights?
and I guess it's more kind of a boxing thing, I think, than more MMA. But guys have done that shit before. You know what you're gonna get here out of Cuțelaba, man. The guy's gonna come. He's gonna throw bombs. I'm with Sean. I think Ankalaev is probably the slightly better guy, but man, if I can get plus 265, plus 270 on a dude that I know is gonna go throw haze, and if he gets one off, he's gonna knock this guy out. I'm going with it again. I think I'm betting the slightly worse fighter, like I said, but I know what I'm going to get, and I know he throws haze. And that round 1, I think it's It's only up at a few places, but it's like plus 700, plus 750 still. Yeah, I'm going to take some of that too. So, yeah, cute labia for me.
Sean, do you remember when the Bear Jew choked this dude dead? Played possum
I
for
do.
1
minutes,
second left.
58 seconds. That was my favorite match of all. I had Bear Jew stuff.
I like cute labia here too. I think if you like him, I was talking to Sean about this. If you liked him the first time, you gotta like him more this time. There's a couple things that I think that we can say that we know. Okay, like one guy is better than the other guy, but it's not going to matter this time because they're just going to go straight to fucking war and it's going to be a brawl. So give me the tougher guy, or give me the guy who can take it in that match. And I think we saw him fucking take it. And by the way, that's the worst possum playing I've ever seen. He plays possum like a Bugs Bunny cartoon, like one of the Three Stooges, like and the ref totally bit on it. That was fucking terrible. But you know, I don't know why they would be careful and have a technical fight. It looks like it's going to be a brawl. I'll take the guy who can win the fucking brawl. So give me cute labia for sure.
Brad?
I don't think this is going to be a brawl at all. I think that I think that cute labia is going to try and make it a brawl. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the Russian is going to run and circle away and jab and poke at him from distance and maybe get a takedown or two here and there. And you know, we've seen that the Russian is durable. I mean, he took an absolute beating from the Bear Jew before giving up at the last possible second.
To the ball.
Right? I mean, you don't survive 14 minutes and 59 seconds with the Bear Jew without being a tough motherfucker. So I think the same thing's going to happen here. I think if you do want to side with the cute labia in this one, it's round one. It's early on. But I actually think the Russian takes a decision here, and the fight isn't anywhere near as good as what we think is going to happen. I'm even leaning a little bit towards the over 1.5 because that's almost even money. So.
Have they been jawing at each other this week? Have they been going after each other this week?
I don't pay attention to that shit because
they're not important enough for people to follow.
Yeah,
they don't
we know
a hell of a fight for the 13 seconds.
I know, it was ridiculous.
We know cute labia is an absolute madman, and it doesn't. Nothing needs to be said. That we know what that guy's gonna do here.
He's gonna be painted
That's why
green.
he's got to scrap, because if cute labia is there to get hit, you got to hit him, and there's your brawl.
He's a Russian.
He's just going to run anyway. This dude's going to give up head kicks and say, fuck it, I'm not head kicking you 3 times in a row. I'm going to take off. I hope not. I hope you're wrong. But for the sake of a good fight.
I actually like Ankalaev here. I was on him on the first fight, and I'll be on him again. Nothing changed here. And before the possum play, he was hitting him square in the mouth lots of times. And it didn't look like it was very hard. And he might have been playing possum a little bit, but I also think he was a little bit hurt. I mean, he got caught with some clean shots. I don't think. He got caught with some clean shots, and he acted like a moron. But I think he was hurt when he was acting like a moron. He wasn't finished, but he was hurt. And I like Ankalaev here. I think he has more ways to win this fight, where cute labia only has a way to get into a brawl and land a shot. Where I think Ankalaev has lots of ways to win, and I think he's a way better fighter. So. Yeah, I like Ankalaev here. Should we just skip the next fight?
The newcomer, the last 2 wins have come combined record of 3-5. But let's not waste time.
Yeah, it's a good. If you look, I saw someone tweet a picture of side-by-side pictures of these 2 ladies, and very good looking. Just very. I had to take a minute. I was on a Zoom call, but I went ahead.
Only a minute, Lance? It was that quick?
It was. I was on a work call, and I saw the picture, and I thought I paused my video.
You just did the tubing.
So
you got to tubing.
I assume nobody has any bets on this fight.
No.
Right,
I mean, the one, the not Lauren Murphy one, looks like. She's from 1970s East Germany.
So she could be roided up and run through Murphy.
Yes, she does.
She's a former Soviet bloc soccer player. There's no doubt about that.
Oh God! All right, let's move on now to the middleweight division. Jacob Malkoun, I don't know, versus Phil Hawes. Sean, Sean.
I have nothing.
Nothing.
Did he get it?
Main card.
I don't know. This is
over Wood versus Kenney.
It makes no sense. UFC's doing this shit all the time. It's fucking horrible.
I was already looking at Hawes. This guy is from Australia and has 4 career fights.
Yeah. Why is this fight happening?
It's Whittaker's body.
It might be. Where
It
does
is.
he?
It's Whittaker's boy.
Yeah,
Oh
this
my
guy's
God.
coming off. He gets in the UFC with a win over a 3-2 guy.
So he's like Whittaker's body bag in the gym.
Yeah.
Like this is exactly the guy that you want to bet Hawes against. Like I like Hawes in this fight. He's gonna truck this guy. Like Ed guys went out and made improvements since he lost. Like his last fight to get back in, like he looked good, man. He's gonna truck this fucking guy. It's literally like an American with a 10-inch hog going against a fucking Australian dude getting beat up by Robert Whittaker in the gym every day. Yeah, I like him here. I haven't played anything yet, but I'm definitely going to find a parlay for Hawes.
Sean?
I'll stay away from this one. Hawes is like a kind of like a showy front runner with cardio issues, and this other dude literally just is Robert Whittaker's boy. That's it. So I don't like you guys said, I don't know why it's on the main card. I don't specifically know why it's happening, but the last time I remember Hawes is him letting me down. I believe he got kicked in the head. Could be wrong.
Contender series.
Yeah,
kicked in the
Marquez.
head, laid out. Yeah, fuck him. I'll skip it.
Brad?
What the hell is Marquez up to these days anyway?
I think he's on a podcast with a
He
porn
does.
star.
Yeah. That's what he's doing.
podcast.
That was
Did
not
he
a joke.
No.
Or- No, but he's not fighting.
Well, I think he actually has a fight scheduled, but he never fights because I think he's always hurt. And he's podcasting. That's a full-time gig.
But he's got an awesome nickname, the Cuban Missile Crisis.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Oh my God, he's fighting. He's fighting in 3 weeks versus
He's
Safarov.
scheduled.
Safarov.
Oh, Safarov. He's scheduled to fight. Both those guys never fight, so there's 0% chance that fight actually happens.
Marquez lost to Alessio Di Chirico, which is pretty bad.
Wait, is he the best bet on the card, or is that Vittori? I can't remember.
They're the same person.
Gotcha.
They just alternate wins and losses. Di Chirico takes all the losses.
Oh, good times.
Anyways, I think Hawes rolls here. He's facing an Australian dude that I assume can't wrestle because he's Australian and he's used to getting beaten up. So he's probably just going to come in here and get beaten up some more because Phil Hawes, he's never going to be what anyone hoped he was going to be when he first started MMA, but he's still a way better athlete and got enough skills to beat most of the dudes in the UFC these days.
Yeah, I like Hawes here. I think this is an athlete thing. I think it's a talent thing. I think it's everything. Experience. A guy started 4-0, only fighting in Australia, jumping on the main card versus a guy like Hawes, he's not a world beater by any means, but he's still a decent prospect. He has shown a lot of skills, and he comes out fast. He has heavy hands. He has a lot of first round finishes. And that's the last thing you want to see when you're a debut guy fighting on a main card for the first time, is a guy that's going to not give you time to feel it out, not give you time to kind of catch your wind and see what's going on. He is going to get right in your face, and he's going to throw a lot. And I think Hawes gets him out of here extremely quick. I think this is a setup fight. And it seems like the UFC is really pushing some of these contender series guys that had big wins this year. They're putting them in good spots. They're putting them in winnable fights, and they're trying to really market that. And I think that's exactly what this is. So I'll be putting Hawes in some kind of parlay. All right, heavyweight division, Alexander Volkov versus Walt Harris. Also, Volkov, not a fan. Don't like him. I hate him. He's in the
Not surprising. He's Russian.
He's on the
He's too tall.
he's He's a tall, boring Russian.
Yeah.
I don't like
That's-
heavyweights who try to like not punch
Point
people in the
fight?
face. Yeah, I don't. No thanks, John.
I think this is a easy or fairly easy fight to break down. Walt Harris is KO early or bust in my opinion. We've seen when Harris kind of moves up to the upper tier of heavyweights, and those guys can take a bit of his punches, then they take over. Harris has been through some shit recently, losing to Overeem as a cherry on top of that. I took Volkov small, just a unit at minus 147. I think it's kind of ballooned right now. It is heavyweights. Dumb shit does happen. Harris does have big power, and as we've seen, Volkov can be hit and piss away an easy win, as he did with Derek Lewis. So I don't like betting heavyweights big at all. So I like Volkov to win. He should win, but it's heavyweights, so who knows?
Wes?
Yeah, I kind of leaned Volkov as well. I don't think a whole lot of Walt Harris. Yeah, can he catch him with something to get him out of there? Of course, but man, I think this probably looks a lot like the Derek Lewis fight. And I don't think Walt Harris has power like Derek Lewis has that can end shit at any moment when he's down 2 rounds. And yeah, Volkov should be able to stay on the outside and kind of pick apart Walt Harris. Like Sean said, though, it's heavyweights. Can Walt Harris catch him with something? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know about betting Volkov, though. It's kind of getting closer to 2-1, and I don't know about that. The line Sean got was probably more about where it was bettable. So pass for me. I'm going to pick Volkov.
Sean?
Yeah, I like Volkov to survive the early rush and then not realize that he could just stomp all over Walt Harris at that point if he wanted to, and then instead pick and poke his way to a decision. I like the over a lot at 1.5, and then I went and looked at it, and it was 2.5, which I found very confusing, so I didn't bet.
Fatties. Super fat.
Yeah. Brad?
Yeah, my instinct is always when I see a 2.5 on a heavyweights fight that I want to look for an angle where I can bet it under. But Harris in round 1 is a way better number than under 2.5 here, and I don't think that that's going to happen. Volkov is pretty solid. I think he's going to be able to survive. And like Sean said, he's going to pick and poke to a decision, and it's probably going to be pretty terrible.
Yeah, I definitely lean Volkov here, but Volkov is decently hittable. Like you can get to him, and Walt Harris in that first round is dangerous. He's very dangerous in that first round. I think if I was going to bet this fight, I would bet what Brad said is that round 1 Harris, because I usually don't agree when Brad says only bet guys by round 1. Like Tuivasa, I'm not going to bet him in round 1. He can win in round 2. But I think with this one, Harris really is, one round could get him out of there. If not, Volkov's just going to circle, jab, stay out of danger, and win the decision. So maybe even get him down. I don't know. Harris has such little grappling. But yeah, I'll take Volkov here by decision, but not something I plan on betting. All right, now let's move up to the co-main event. Not a bad one here. Middleweight division, Robert Whittaker, Jared Cannonier. John?
I've been on the Cannonier train for quite a while now, since he's kind of dropped down to 185. He's improved a lot since getting rid of a small human from his body. He's absolutely shredded now. He seems to have pretty decent power at 185. That kind of makes sense considering he used to fight at heavyweight. And I've also kind of been on the Robert Whittaker fade train. He's taken a lot of damage in the last 4 fights. I did bet Till against him, which is a somewhat bad bet on my part. Till just doesn't throw enough volume. I don't think Whittaker looked good in that fight. He barely threw. He was tentative. I think he was worried about getting clipped by Till's power. He should be worried about Jared Cannonier's power as well. This is kind of a combo of I think Cannonier's good, and I think Robert Whittaker is on the down tilt with the amount of just damage he took in those YOLO fights and then getting slicked by Adesanya. I bet Cannonier. I got him at minus 110 for 2 units. And then Bet Online decided to put out very, very bad line. Cannonier plus 3.5 was minus 115. I had to add 2 more units on that. That's a bad line. I think it's an incorrect line, but Bet Online's pretty nice, so they didn't cancel it. They didn't give me the Tony RIP treatment on that one, but I'll steal it.
Wes.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that, one guy in this fight's like 36 and feels like he's on the up. The other guy's like 28, 29, something like that. And it just feels like he's been in just insane wars over the past few years. Man, at 185, Cannonier is just he's a different guy. He has been. His power has absolutely translated down there. It's very, very good. He's very aggressive, which I think is going to play into his favor against Whittaker, in my opinion. And man, he's just made me so much money over the past couple years. It's hard to it kind of skews with how you're going to look at a fight, I think too. But yeah, I like him here. I'm betting Cannonier. The Whittaker that showed up against Till, man, he looked so gun shy. And I mean, when you can make Till look like he's sort of aggressive and coming forward, and I bet Whittaker in that fight was kind of concerned in some of the rounds just because Till was walking forward towards him. He just didn't look like the same guy. Maybe he needed a fight. Maybe that changes. And then also, Cannonier is going to bring the fight. So maybe Whittaker has to throw, and maybe he's the better guy still. I think a couple years ago, he's definitely the better guy. I just don't know about now. I'm going to keep riding that money train on Cannonier. If Whittaker looks like the old Whittaker, then so be it. And I think he's got a really good shot if that's who shows up. But, man, I think Cannonier might get him out of there, honestly. That power's for real down at 185.
Sean?
It's been a while, so take it with a grain of salt. But I think that you guys are probably selling the Whittaker stock a little too early. I think there's that window where people have taken that damage, realize that they can't take that kind of damage, and they got to switch it up a little bit. It happens in boxing a lot, but maybe Overeem did it to an extent. Whittaker could be at the beginning of that chunk of his career where he's going to play it a little safe and play it a little bit more technical. On top of being a little bit more safe and a little bit more technical, he's still sneaky. He's still fast as fuck. He still hits hard. I don't, like you guys are right. I don't know if he could take it. And then I have a different read on Cannonier than you guys have. I think Cannonier is a guy who looks for that big shot. I don't consider him super aggressive. When he gets a guy hurt, he gets aggressive. But if Cannonier falls into walking around looking for that good shot, and Whittaker's playing it safe, it gets technical. I'll take the faster guy maybe in this spot. I'll take the more experienced guy in the spot. But like I said, it's risky as fuck either way you cut it. But I think, selling Whittaker a little too early here. So I don't know if I'm going to bet Whittaker, but I probably will.
Brad?
Yeah, I think obviously you look at the line. This is a close fight. I think it's going to be competitive because I don't really think a lot of dudes are going to blow Robert Whittaker out. But really, I mean, guys, this one comes down to the wiki capping. You've got Cannonier, who lost to, since he's in his entire career, actually, he lost his UFC debut to Sean Jordan, former football player. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. He was a fullback on a national championship winning team at LSU. You don't get any better athletically than that. And then he lost to the two dudes who just fought for the light heavyweight title and the uncrowned champ, Garageway Glover. So it doesn't get much worse than that. And then this clown Whittaker, he lost to Stephen Thompson. He lost to Court McKee. He lost some bums down in Australia. Jesse Juarez. What is that? Beyond that, as the guys have said already, Whittaker he just looks a little different. And even if Sean's right, and he does need some time to settle into that more conservative strategy, I don't think Cannonier's the guy to do that against. Maybe he's not super aggressive, but he's got output. And I think at middleweight, he's less concerned about what's coming back from his opponents than he was at light heavyweight or at heavyweight. And it makes him a little bit more aggressive. And he's got good reach. He's going to be able to land some stuff from the outside. And when this gets into exchanges, I definitely think that he's got the advantages. So I lean Cannonier here. Even if he doesn't get Whittaker out of there, I think his power is going to get respect and really shut down Whittaker's offense and make him focus on not getting crushed with some of those huge power shots. So I like Cannonier. I've got a little play on him.
Yeah, I think Brad already kind of talked about a little bit what I was going to talk about. And I don't know if it was much because everyone talks about, Cannonier got to 185 and he's a completely different dude. He's great now and all this. You look at his run at 205, he beat Cuțelaba and then he lost to nothing but top guys. He literally lost to 3 guys that you could rank probably in the top 4 or 5 right now. So I think it was more a matter of who he was fighting versus him just finding his home at middleweight. The fact that he got down there is huge. And Whittaker's a very small 185-pounder. Cannonier is a gigantic 185-pounder. And I think size is going to play a little bit of factor here when they get up close. And I think Kenney can just control the fight a little bit more. And I think with Whittaker, and we saw this a little bit with Woodley, after he wins, after you win the belt and maybe you get into a competitive fight, you kind of just change. And I don't know if it's much just the beatdown that Yoel gave him in that one fight, or just when you get the belt and then you almost lose it, maybe it just changes you as a fighter and you can't really recover from that. We saw the same thing with Woodley where, Woodley was just a little bit more aggressive and going for knockouts and things like that. We saw him get a lot of knockouts, and he got the belt and it kind of changed. And I see a little bit that in Whittaker. And if you're scared to strike with Darren Till and you're scared to get hit and take the damage versus Darren Till, you can't fight that fight all the time, especially with a guy like you're going to keep fighting guys with big power at the top of this weight class. And I think Cannonier is just going to be too much here. I mean, the only worry is when does being 36 catch up to you with that many fights versus a 29-year-old who still technically should be in his prime, but I think he's on the way down, like we talked about with Almeida. And I think we've seen the best Robert Whittaker, and I think the best Robert Whittaker's gone. I think those YOLO fights and losing the belt. Yeah, I think it's 10 rounds of YOLO and then gotten cleaned out by Adesanya. I think that changes the man. That's 3 really, really tough fights. And he lost that fight to YOLO, that second fight. And then he gets knocked out by Adesanya. And then you got a guy coming here full of confidence, full of power, big dude. And I
crystals.
The praying crystals.
You got some Jew stuff going on here. I like Cannonier a lot. So yeah, I'll be betting on Cannonier.
Remember that Whittaker was never supposed to be there in the first place, though. You know what I mean? Like, he's not. He wasn't like a high up guy who took a fall.
Kind of worked his way there.
He's got beat by Court McGee, and he believes enough to get where he got. You know what I'm saying? That's when he might not be quite ready to fall apart.
Yeah, I mean he's been in some fights. He's been in a lot of fights. Like he's been in some back and
Plus
forth.
153 surgeries and his guts falling out and all that shit.
Yeah, that was the thing I was going to mention earlier too. It's like not that I think he's completely, washed inside the cage as much as that he's like his body's like falling apart too. All the surgery stuff.
He can be hit. He can be hit a lot. Like even the Brunson. Remember the Brunson fight when he was on his way up towards the end? Like Brunson got a hold of him. Yoel got a hold of him. Adesanya got a hold of him. Why would I think Cannonier can't? So I guess we'll see though.
Yeah. It's a fun fight. That's
the consensus. We vetoed.
Oh yeah, we vetoed Sean. So
that's right.
There you go. We'll move up to the main event now, and great co-main and main event here. This is great. These last 2 fights, we've been kind of struggling for a little bit here, but these last 2 fights about as good as it gets. Lightweight division championship fight. Justin Gaethje, Khabib Nurmagomedov, without his dad. I don't know if you guys knew that. Did you guys know Khabib's dad died? I just found that yesterday.
I know he had a dad.
Yeah, apparently he used to be in his corner, and then he died of the fake COVID disease.
Oh shit!
So R.I.P. I just learned that today. No, it's weird. Media's not covering that.
You said COVID, and I coughed.
Wait, I think I got a mask around here somewhere. I want to get what Sean's got.
Ugh.
Perfect.
Go now.
You
All
just
right.
went on. You just went on IR.
We're only missing like 14 starters.
I'm
So
saying,
I don't see them. I just told my ACL. Sean, what you got?
I'm not going to mince too many words here. I love Justin Gaethje in this matchup. I think he's a completely different fighter than the guy who lost 2 in a row to very good fighters in Alvarez and Poirier. He knows who he is, and he fights accordingly. This isn't a guy that is going to drop for guillotines like Poirier. He's not going to play guard like Tony Ferguson. This dude, if he gets taken down, he's going to try to get up. Whether he gets up, that's a different story. I think he can get up. Khabib doesn't get every fucking takedown. He has sub 50% takedown offense. He just shoots a shit ton of them. And anytime this is on his feet, Khabib is going to be in trouble because Gaethje is quick. His striking is unbelievable. I think he is really going to tag up Khabib. He's going to stay off the fence because he knows he's fucked. Khabib doesn't get double legs really in the middle of the cage. He's not GSP. He grinds on you and takes you down against the fence. Gaethje's footwork should really, really nullify that as much as humanly possible. I like Gaethje. I got 5 units on him. I'm riding with him. Plus 257. I just like this matchup. Khabib, he's still... I mean, that death of his dad is a thing. That is his trainer. His dad supposedly died yesterday. I mean, that's fight week. That's gotta...
How's he going to deal with his dad not being at the fight? I wonder if
it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle. So I think Gaethje knocks him out. I think he could even win a decision. Like, honestly, I think Khabib is going to get hit. He's going to miss some takedowns. He's going to get tired, and Gaethje's going to be lighting him up on the feet.
Yep, Wes.
yeah. I mean, first off, for me, that that doesn't mean absolutely fucking nothing. When that cage door shuts, it doesn't fucking matter whatsoever.
That's his head coach, man.
That dude knows everything he needs to know. He's not. Come on, look. Gaethje is absolutely the one guy on the planet around that weight that I think can beat Khabib. Like everything Sean says is true. Everything that the rest of y'all on here are gonna say is probably right. To me, this is all. Can Gaethje get up? He's gonna get taken down eventually. It's gonna happen. His footwork is great. He'll move for a while. Khabib is gonna get him backed up to the cage eventually, and he's gonna work some takedowns. Can Gaethje get up? I mean, if Gaethje gets up off of the mat with Khabib on him multiple times in the fight, he's got a great chance to win it. I'm just not convinced that when this gets to the mat that he's not going to take some damage there, man. And yeah, do I think Gaethje's like light years ahead of Khabib on the feet? Absolutely, but it's not like Khabib can't throw punches, and Gaethje gets hit and hurt. I mean, how many times we've said it before? The man might have the best recovery that we've ever seen in MMA, but that's because he's like hurt all the fucking time, man.
Except in the last 4 fights when he started fighting smart and not throwing just absolute everything.
That's very true.
Yeah, real strikers.
It's all very true. I'm just saying to that point that he's so far ahead of Khabib on the feet, which he is. He's still hittable. Yeah, I haven't bet anything here. I'm not betting Gaethje. I think Khabib's the best lightweight ever, and if he does get Gaethje down, my feeling is he's going to hold him there for amounts of time in this fight, and he's going to drop some damage on him. Can he get him out of there? One of those. Can he get him down in the first minute of a round and hold him there like he does every fucking body else? Like legitimately every other person, he's eventually gotten them there and fucked their world up. So I'm picking Khabib. I'm not betting anything yet. Like I said to begin it though, if there's one guy on the planet that could give Khabib problems, it's absolutely Justin Gaethje, and this fight's going to be fucking awesome.
It's Dubron.
And the same night, he subs them both first round same night. Dude.
It would make Dubron take -350 versus. Anyway, yeah, Sean.
Wait, Khabib's dead.
To Wes's point about the dad dying, like, does he need him in the corner? Does he need him to talk him through fights? No. Does dad need to be around to stop the tiramisu from going in his mouth? Because maybe. There's a couple weird things going on here, and Wes hit on it too. He is hittable. If Khabib isn't having an easy time with takedowns, say in 2 and 3, and he finds a little success hitting Justin, does it turn into a little bit of a brawl? Who's that favorite? That would favor.
I
Justin,
hope not.
right? I would. The difference here, Justin straight forward, straight back. New Justin always off to the side, always circling out with that left hook too. That's a price to be paid when you go and you try to take him down. He slides to the side and he tags you with that. It's not like every one of them's going to knock you out, but it's going to make you hesitate. Then you hesitate. Then Justin's coming forward. It's this new foot movement, the circular stuff, the stuff that he did to Tony. That was the tipping point for me picking him versus picking Khabib. I think the footwork is what gets it done. He probably will get taken down early a little bit, but I think you're going to have this moment, maybe about the beginning of the 4th round. Maybe Khabib's up by 2 or something, and you're going to be like, oh, there's no more takedowns coming. These guys are standing now, and then it's going to, that's 2 straight rounds right there for Justin, you would think. I like Justin like a clean 3-2 decision, something like that. I don't think he knocks him out because I think he spends some time on his back. But by the end of it, he'll be the winner, and he'll deal some damage.
Brad?
Yeah, I think this is a very interesting fight, and I definitely think that it's closer than the line indicates. I guess, like, if you're talking probabilities or whatever, I've got a slight lean that Khabib will win, but based on where the line is, I think it's pretty absurd, and I'm going to end up playing Gaethje small. Sean hit a bunch of good points that, under Whitman and in the last few fights, Gaethje really seems to have gotten the point and start to figure out that maybe brawling all the time isn't the best way to go about things. As much as it's going to make fights fun, he can make fights fun without just going face first in damage. And Khabib relies so much on, guys are going to defend the first takedown attempt, because if you're in the UFC and if you're at this level, you should be able to defend the first takedown attempt. But then guys move straight back to the cage, and then he's able to do a second and third and fourth takedown attempt, and that's where he eventually gets you. And once he does get you down, a lot of guys fall into playing his game, and they try and grapple, and they try and find traditional ways up, and that's where he gets his wrist control and breaks down bases and is able to keep guys on their back and that sort of stuff. And Gaethje's whole thing is, he doesn't want to grapple. He is going to do whatever the fuck he has to do to explode up. He's going to, I'm sure there's people that can talk about it better than I can, but he's going to Granby roll, and he's just going to try and create some separation so that he can so that he can get out and get back to space. But it just really, the way this fight goes depends on how long Khabib is able to take him down and hold him down the first couple times he gets them there. So if you think it's going to be for the entire round, you probably think that Khabib's going to end up sort of snowballing and rolling in this fight. If you think that Gaethje's going to be able to get up quick and get back to those striking exchanges, you should probably side with Gaethje. And I think as this goes on, you've got one guy in Gaethje who's used to fighting tired. and fighting in wars and taking a little bit of damage and still coming forward. And you've got one guy in Khabib he hasn't really faced any adversity at all in his career. So what happens once he gets into round 3, 4, 5, and he starts to have a guy who doesn't necessarily have huge knockout power, although he does have huge knockout power, but even if he doesn't knock you out, it's that like, oh shit, like this guy just hit me. And I definitely noticed, and it changes the way I'm going to go about this fight power. So I do have a bet on Gaethje, but man, I think this is kind of pretty close to a pick'em fight just with the way the styles go.
Yeah, I like.
Has Gaethje faced a takedown in like his last 4 fights? Like he's finished 3 straight round 1s. I don't think Ferguson shot any takedowns on him.
No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I
mean,
guys can take him down.
So
guys can, I mean, he put himself in bad positions against Alvarez and
so here's
and shit
we're
like
still
that,
talking
but
about all this improvement and like over his last.
he's still a college wrestler.
So yeah,
I'm not saying it is.
Here's the thing. All right, so you can look at this a couple ways, right? So everyone loved to mention Michael Johnson took Gaethje. Gaethje wasn't expecting Michael Johnson to wrestle. He didn't. It was whatever. He came out. He got a takedown. Great, terrific.
He was getting pieced up by Michael Johnson.
Well,
on the feet,
but Gaethje got pieced up back then by everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone hit Gaethje. He didn't care. Gaethje's a little bit different now. And if I was him, I'd walk down with my fucking hands down. Let Khabib hit him. He's not going to hurt him. That's what he wants, right? He wants to get in that fight. And I think you can look at it this way. Yes, this will be the best wrestler Justin Gaethje has faced in MMA. I can also say it the other way. This is by far the best wrestler that Khabib has ever faced. It's not even close. This Gaethje's wrestling is about 10 times better than anyone that Khabib has ever faced. All these chain takedowns and things like that, all American wrestlers know how to defend that stuff. Now, I'm not saying that Khabib's never going to get him down. He is probably going to get some takedowns, but it's basic stuff when you look at chain wrestling, shots and reshots. That's part of wrestling. Gaethje's been doing this his entire life. And the difference between this and an Eddie Alvarez or Michael Johnson getting a takedown, Gaethje is expecting him to wrestle. You have a all-American wrestler expecting to defend takedowns. It is easier to defend a takedown than to score a takedown. And I think that's going to be the difference in this fight. Justin Gaethje is an incredible wrestler. Nobody knows that. Nobody sees it. But in this fight, you will. You will see his takedown defense. We haven't seen guys try to spam takedowns against Justin Gaethje yet. You're right. We haven't seen him, wrestle. But Justin Gaethje is a wrestler. He's been a wrestler since he was 4 years old. And the fact that everyone thinks Khabib's just going to snap his fingers and get Gaethje on his back every 5 seconds, that's just not the truth. If they had an actual wrestling match with wrestling rules, I'd probably pick Justin Gaethje to beat Khabib in a wrestling match. No joke. I would 100%.
Yeah, because there's no cage there.
He would beat him in a wrestling match. Justin Gaethje in wrestling, not MMA wrestling, is a better wrestler than Khabib. Unquestionable. He's an all-American wrestler.
In a cage, Khabib's a better wrestler.
It's different. But
yep.
Sean, go to the point. With Gaethje not just moving straight back and straight up and him circling, that is the start to defending takedowns. You put that with Gaethje's really, really good wrestling, his good takedown defense. He has been training wrestling. His goal is to stop the takedown here. He's a wrestler. He can stop a takedown.
I think we've seen that that next level footwork and shit though, legitimately though once, and against a guy that wasn't even trying to take him down. So how do we know he didn't James? We didn't he just cleaned out Vic and Barboza and Cowboy. But Ferguson didn't shoot takedowns on him, so he was just sliding to the side and piecing his ass up.
But when we saw him face a top tier guy that he knew he had to be smart against, he showed that he was more technical. This is the same. Gaethje is going into this fight knowing he's got a circle, knowing he's got to pick and pop, and knowing he has to stop takedowns. He's going to be off the fence. He's going to be circling. He's going to be putting weird angles. He is not going to back straight up and get taken down by Khabib. He's not going to do that. You're taught not to do that for years and years and years in wrestling. Is this the first All-American Khabib has ever wrestled?
Yeah.
His whole career?
Yes.
Yeah.
So why?
Quinta, I don't think is the All-American.
Nah.
He was not. Gaethje was the true All-American wrestler. It is not going to be easy. And I think Khabib is going to struggle mightily to get this. Khabib does, someone mentioned earlier, it's not like GSP. Khabib doesn't if you want to take a guy like Gaethje down, GSP would take Gaethje down all day without blinking. He sets up his shots. He shoots a natural double leg. He wrestles like a wrestler. Khabib wrestles like an MMA fighter. And there's a big difference there. And in this fight, he's going to need to get him against the cage. And I think Justin's going to be able to circle out a little bit more than most guys and use his wrestling to be able to keep the fight standing. On the feet, it's just not a close fight. It's not competitive. Gaethje can take any shot you give him, and Khabib has no power whatsoever. And he's just so good on the feet, and he's so aggressive when he gets someone hurt, and he doesn't mind getting hit. And when he does get hit, and then he moves forward and he is hitting guys, he gets super aggressive. He goes for the kill at that point. And we've seen Khabib get hit with some little stuff, and it phases him a little bit. And not where he's almost dead or anything, but we've seen glancing shots from Michael Johnson, some other fights where he can be hit and he can be hurt. And Gaethje's power is next level, and I think Gaethje gets him out of there. I think Khabib might get a takedown or two, maybe over the first couple rounds, maybe some weak takedowns where it's more against the fence and he gets up. And I think by that third round, I think Khabib's actually going to be the tired one. When you're spamming takedowns over and over and over and over again, that is more tiring than defending takedowns. I've done that. I've done those drills a million times in my life. Defending a takedown is easier than scoring a takedown. And I think by the third round, I think Khabib's going to be a little more tired. He's not going to be able to get that takedown. And those last three rounds, I think it's just a matter of time before Gaethje puts him out. And his dad died.
Y'all
know that.
All I got to say is y'all better hope that Gaethje can get up, because he's gonna have to get up.
You can't shoot a Granby roll with anyone with good waist control. you just can't. It's hilarious. Like if someone tries a Granby roll and you're on top in like a standard wrestling position where you have your arm across the stomach and you have a really good tight waist, if you try a Granby roll, literally you just push them. Like Granby rolls for like
also Sean's got
wrestling
5 units on
I mean, Abel Trujillo did it like 17
we know how those work out,
so that's why he got taken down 22 times in that fight. But.
Yeah, that was not good. But yeah, great card, great fight, great main event. I think even so with West, like thinking Khabib's going to win. I think the line, what is it, like 265, 275? It's a closer fight than that, regardless.
Yeah, I will say, like I said before I broke it down, I love fucking Justin Gaethje, man. I mean, we've bet this guy so much, and he might be the most exciting fighter. Like we've talked about it before, Gaethje hasn't had, let alone a bad fight. He hasn't had a bad round in like his entire career, and he's got the skill set to be. He's the one guy, absolutely. And I agree with the line, man. Like it's just not enough yet for me. If I was seeing like plus 200 or something like that, I would be all over it. But I get betting Gaethje here. I really do. I just think
he's plus 275.
Plus 275.
Yeah. Yeah, he's plus 275.
I thought it was like plus 185 or something.
No, he's almost plus
275.
Oh no. You just switched
like,
yourself, didn't
can
you?
can I re-record? Can I
So
can we cut my part out? Cut my part out, let me re-record.
And the consensus bet is Gaethje.
Yeah.
I thought he was like right under 2-1. I swear to everything. I thought he was like plus 185.
Yeah, he's almost
to that.
He's almost 3-1 here, which
That's
just
wrong.
seems wrong. Like it seems. I mean, Poirier was about the same odds, and Poirier can't wrestle a lick. And everyone keeps talking about Poirier going, I can't get up, I can't stop a takedown. What do I do? Poirier can't wrestle. Yeah, Poirier can't wrestle, and this line just makes no sense. I mean, Conor was like plus 140 versus Khabib, and Gaethje's plus 275.
Man, I'm kind of like, I swear on everything, I did not know he was plus 280. I thought it was 175. I swear, dude.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good that we're not doing like an MMA gambling show or anything.
Yeah.
So,
Oh God. Well, that was fun. We broke my rules. We went over the 2-hour mark, but this is a great show. We had a lot to cover, a lot of fun fights, pretty in depth. So, Sean, welcome back. We hope you join us every week. Obviously,
yeah, it was fun.
So that's it for this week. We'll see you next week, and hopefully we can laugh at Jeremy and Weston and everyone when Gaethje puts this motherfucker to bed, and then Dubronx will be